I'm proud to announce that the podcast is now officially sponsored by the fine people over at Chop Chili Company. Guys, this is some of the best chili you can get here in the state of New Mexico, and they are online as well as in stores. They can be found at Smith's, Albertsons, Sprouts, John Brooks, and Lowe's Corner Market. They have 3 amazing flavors that you see here, and they also have frozen green chili that you can get online. Go on over to the website, chopchilico.com, and get yourself some amazing chili today.
Actually.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you don't just put a box on my desk and not expect me to open it. Like, keep that shit in your fucking room.
Did you even read who it was from?
Yeah, it says from D.
Okay. And why do we get each other gifts?
Well, I thought it was a Secret Santa. Why'd you put a label on it?
Oh, yeah, you fucking idiot.
Because I just assumed, like...
I thought he was just being a real homie, and he was like, we did a Secret Santa, but I got you
multiple
some crackers on the side.
Well,
though,
anyways, since you already fucking opened it, you Neanderthal. I was your Secret Santa. Surprise.
Yeah, I think everybody knew, like, the secret kind of went out. It was more like pig.
There was 4 of us.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was
very
easy to figure out. Careful, you might lose some shit. You lost shit. Yep. I warned him. I warned him, and he still lost shit.
Sticker.
There's more than another one. There was 3 specifically, if you wanted to know.
If you needed an exact
There's
count.
2. There's one more. It might be in the box still.
Okay.
Oh, is it still on the? It's maybe on the other side. Is it still in the wrapping paper, the other sticker that you're not looking for right now? Because will it fall out? It's maybe the other side of the box. Hey, there it is.
I like it.
What did you get?
You could have like just put it in the box.
I wrapped it and then realized I forgot to put the stickers in.
Oh, yeah. Remember you told me you were going to get me a bottle. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
so I
that.
stuck to that. So I happened to get you for Secret Santa.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Okay,
I got you,
it's a berserk symbol. It has berserk on it.
Hey, I have that tattoo.
That's sick.
And I got you some stickers to put on
Thank
it,
you.
too. You're welcome. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Pretty
Thank
nice.
you.
That's pretty nice.
Merry Christmas, Joey. It's not here yet.
Piece of paper. Everyone knows. It's you son of a bitch.
What is it?
It's a 1,000-piece white puzzle.
Just all white?
Yeah.
No corner
No
pieces?
way.
Well, it has corner
It's
pieces.
got corners.
But it's literally just 1,000 pieces of white. So
That should be fun. Oh, you should have gotten the 1,000 pieces of black.
It's like Kanye's new.
Together.
It's like Kanye's new fantasy, dude.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I'm actually fucking with you. I bought you a real gift.
oh hey,
It's a docking station.
oh that's
That way
cool.
so you don't have to keep your watch box by your bed. But yeah, it's being custom made, so it's taking time.
Thank you. I was about to be a dick, so I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I held off for 3 seconds.
I had Lucy go through every picture she had of you just to find your fucking number.
Oh, that's yeah. I don't have a lot of pictures out there.
Yeah, there's one with like Nilla on your helmet as you're driving home from class or whatever.
That was my Tinder profile picture, or one of them. Oh, well, come on, dude. Tattooed arm, little puppy I just dragged from out
With
under
the
a
fire
car
helmet?
with my fire helmet. Yeah. There's a reason we're in a relationship.
I'm not gonna lie, it was the most adorable thing. I was like, "Fuck, I'm about to bang him."
David.
Your turn, buddy. Oh, go in a circle, can I?
Oh, I didn't even try this. I'm going to try it for this.
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
All right.
I don't like it. Oh, fuck. That's the worst $70 I've ever spent.
70! Ooh. The last bottle he bought on Christmas was like $100 too.
Yeah, not to be like racist or anything, but it like tastes Oriental.
It's really
Bubble
smooth,
wrap.
but it tastes like burning tires.
Yeah, it tastes like really bad Vietnamese food. Food.
So burning Vietnamese.
Yeah.
You'd say almost napalmy.
Yeah, not like the '68 edition, but just in general, very tart noodle.
I'm a fan of how smooth it is,
But it's tart.
but it's just gross. Like the flavor itself is just not good.
It doesn't smell very good, but I don't mind the flavor. But then again, I also have a thing in, so.
It smells like turpentine.
Oh yeah, actual fucking handguards. So
Yeah, actual handguards because you like. To
Oh, yeah,
crash a
Merry
lot and not
Christmas.
Break levers.
It's from
in
David.
your
not
hand
me.
and your
I just want to
grips.
say Merry Christmas.
because I've broken
There's one more thing in there too.
how many levers?
2 sets.
2 sets.
You should stop falling down.
Hey, it's not my fault. Gravity works against me sometimes, bitch.
Gravity balance.
That's
Skill.
What's up, G? Husqvarna. Because now I'm dedicated for life and I can't ride anything else.
Right.
So
Don't they
I'm
make
pretty much.
chainsaws?
They make chainsaws, lawnmowers, all that other shit, and dirt bikes. So suck my ass.
Enjoy your cheap.
Technically,
KTM.
I own a Ducati, so suck my ass.
Oh yeah, because Ducati owns Husqvarna now.
Yeah.
Well, no, they
Oh, they
owned
own-
it at the time, and
Oh.
now KTM owns Husqvarna.
So now you ride a KTM.
I just want to preface
No,
this.
no, because I bought it when Ducati owned it, so I ride a Ducati.
I want to
Kind
preface his present real quick.
Oh,
They
Ducati's a bike.
they all bought really personal and awesome gifts, and I didn't know what to get you. So I'm sorry, and I will
Do I win the bet?
Damn.
and I will find you something better.
Did you?
Because you buy yourself everything. You are the hardest person to buy
I
for.
don't buy myself anything.
Hey, remember when you wanted to buy yourself a new car
And a new bike,
and a new bike
and a new PC,
and a new PC?
and wait, oh, you say the car, yeah.
And what did you do?
But that's practical. You'll use that
You bought yourself a new bike, a new PC, a new car.
and new games.
Just
Yeah,
looking
new
for
games.
those dopamine hits, you know.
Yeah, did you get him
Upset.
vapes?
Go get a new dirt bike.
No, I got him cheap. I'm not gonna buy him vapes.
Anyways,
Respect. What'd you
can
get?
of wintergreen. So he got that correct. That is my
Yes.
favorite.
Yes. Well, because like I looked in your desk, I was like, what the fuck does this guy want or otherwise use? And I saw a can of mint, and
tastes like shit.
and the mint was full. Then I saw a can of wintergreen, and the wintergreen was completely fucking empty. It's like, all right, he
time out.
choose wintergreen.
Time out. Not to be a dick, but did you just look at his desk and like this is his personality?
Let's see. Depending
This is his entire personality.
what's in here,
It's
we'll
his
see.
desk and cars.
Yeah.
You're a fucking asshole.
Well, no, because I texted Springer too. I was like, hey, what ammo does he use?
and then ammo. And as my gun was probably laying on my desk.
Again,
Baby.
you took his entire personality.
No, I am pretty stoked though. 100 rounds of 9.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
stoked.
a good
about
gift.
that. Thank
Merry,
you.
Merry Christmas.
I'm
That was
Yeah, he
that was-
texted me and he was like, "What gun does he use most?" I was like, "Dude, it's only 5.56 and 9. Like, if you get him 9,
Yeah.
he's riveted."
yeah, no, that is.
No, that was literally like pretty much my gift for the station for our white elephant was a bottle of whiskey and a box of 5.56.
So when the job gets real bad. Yep, there you go.
Well, how manlier can you get than
You're
a
like,
bottle of bourbon?
this
and
first,
fucking-
then this.
I mean,
I'm not finishing.
yeah.
I don't think
I'm
it's
gonna
bad.
take a couple more sips.
It's not horrible. I'll finish my glass,
fucking
but
Christmas.
it's not.
Appreciate it. I don't think-
I'm not gonna drink.
I'm gonna drink the
gross.
makers after, because that's
yeah, I won't drink.
I'm
I
gonna
left my
switch
fucking
back over to my
Jeffersons
gin
and
and tonics after this.
rip.
Yeah. So I have to go get that.
Like, I took one drink and it was like getting punched in the mouth with whatever nuclear radiation is left
Yep.
over there.
So if that's
So they get the
$70,
flavor.
do you have to get up to like the $200 before Japanese whiskey tastes good?
No, all Japanese. This is my third Japanese whiskey I've had. They all taste the same.
The same.
They all like because Costco has
It
a
does taste really tart.
like a $30 bottle, and it's okay. It's better than this. I don't know where you got this, but it's a little bit better.
From Jubilations.
But it's not great.
The dude talks so much about it. He's obviously fucking alcoholic.
Again,
The
he was
DC
wearing
shoes.
DC's high white crew socks, shorts, a zip up hoodie with the mustache that says, "You're not allowed in here at Chuck E. Cheese, are you?"
It's a pedophile joke.
Speaking of which, next time you're at Costco, get this Irish whiskey. It's actually good. It's called Rider's Tears. It's got the weirdest texture, but it's super good. It's like,
What was that C one you bought? That was pretty
shut
good.
the fuck up. Sorry.
See, why don't my friends love each other?
All day.
I do love him.
One question.
You started it the minute I walked in. I wanted to drive the truck on the fucking game. You didn't let me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
I
wanted to
just
play
wanted
the
to
game that
drive
I
the
was
tractor.
actively playing.
You were
and trying
just
to do
staring
something.
at it. You were staring at your phone, not moving
That was
on the
because
game.
Elias was going to pull up with the flatbed so that I could load it.
But he hadn't yet. It took
He
you
was
like
just
30
about to.
minutes to
No.
figure it out. I just wanted to drive forward and back, and you wouldn't let me.
No, I know how you are. I'll be like playing Call of Duty. You'll just come and you'll just like start grabbing the controller and just shooting randomly. Do that with every single game I play.
Editing's gonna be a
I was
bitch.
just telling you I wanted to do that.
They're on opposite
I
sides
did
of
I
the
said
table.
warning
no.
this time.
No means no, Joey. Buy your own construction simulator.
It's Jefferson's Ocean,
Okay,
the whiskey.
that was pretty cool.
It's called Rider's Tears. It's like got the weirdest. I was trying to explain it to him. I couldn't. It's like a smooth, smooth front and like a turbulent back. If that makes any fucking sense.
Sounds like a
Like
good
an
woman.
Turbulent back.
And it has like an
Like an
apple
airplane.
flavor. It's an Irish
So he's
whiskey,
talking
but
about an airplane.
it doesn't taste like an Irish whiskey.
See, because the only like weird whiskey I've ever gotten from Costco it was like $20 and it was called Old Tub, and it's legit some of the best fucking whiskey I've ever had.
Did they make it in
Next
a
time you
bathtub?
go,
I hope so.
The more I
That'd be
keep
dope.
drinking it, the more it's starting to taste bad. Like the first swig wasn't
it
bad. Now it's
tastes
just
like
starting to
it's
taste bad.
burnt. Like it smells like turpentine and tastes like burnt tires.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Don't finish it. Honestly, now that I look at it, it's kind of fucked up, huh?
It is very light.
Yeah, it looks really bright for a whiskey.
Just finish it so you can get more.
You're already gonna have to have a real nice
Let's
buzz
compare the
going
colors.
to finish this.
Yeah, one looks like turpentine, one looks like whiskey. Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, so let's take a bet real quick. I want to place bets. What is the chances that Andrew Tate actually human trafficked somebody? What do you think? That's what they arrested him for.
I
Was
think
human
that's him for kidnapping.
it was human trafficking. Well, it
They're
was
the same thing, just different parameters. I guess.
right. Well, they arrested him and his brother for
Allegedly.
allegedly you're right, kidnapping and then human trafficking 2 women. And then I read another report where they're claiming to be they, as in like the women, are claiming to be raped as well. So what are the chances they
I feel
actually
like those
did
go
it?
hand in hand. Like if you're
Right.
human trafficked,
You're
pretty
probably
much
assaulted.
a pincushion.
Right.
I give it, like, are we looking for like a percentage or like an over/under?
Percentage.
Like straight percentage?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an over/under anyways.
Wait, did they arrest him in Romania? Or?
Yeah, they were arrested. So this is how it all started. So what happened was that the Greta
Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg
Was she
tweeted
human trafficked?
no,
She tweeted some shit against Andrew Tate. He posted a gotcha video or some dumb shit.
What does she know? Isn't she like 16?
And then in that video,
Yeah.
they tracked where he was at because of a pizza box.
yeah, because of the pizza place is only in Romania. So they're like, oh, they're there, send the authorities in. So they got him on human trafficking.
They were actively looking for him?
I guess.
Should be a hard dude to
Wasn't he
figure
just like
out.
on a fucking podcast?
On every podcast, yeah. Yeah, so what do you think? What are the over under that him and his brother actually did it?
Over 20%. Under 60.
What does that mean?
So like there's an over 20%
Anywhere
chance
between 20 to 60%.
Okay.
chance
that he did it.
He fucking did.
Right,
It's pretty-
okay.
Sorry, it's a huge spread. Holy shit, am I stuttering now? It's a
That
turpentine.
whiskey's that bad.
It's that bad. Yeah, so it's a pretty big spread, but yeah, over 20%. Like I could see it, but under 60% chance, more likely that it's just a hoax.
David?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Joey. Maybe like a 20% chance that he actually did it. And his brother did it.
Springer?
He's got too much money.
That's not mixing well with the eggnog and rum.
Oh, bro, gross.
Anyways,
Hate you? Oh yeah.
I don't know. Because, part of me just really believes that this is a whole-ass hoax, against Andrew Tate in general.
Yes.
Like, they're just slandering his fucking name. Or, I guess, libel at that fucking point. But, I'd say, 40% he actually did it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think it's a little about 40% did it, 50%. Because, well, it's funny because his house got raided once, apparently, on the same charges. And they dropped it. Nothing happened. And then, move your head real quick so I can see what I'm clicking on. He said this. God, they're good fucking mics, I know, man. Because he said this, and I found this was interesting. Is there no fucking...
It was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. Because first you get canceled, then they make up a reason to put you in jail. If that fails, they kill you. So now I'm down to my last 2 lives, which is also why while I'm answering this question, I'm still being careful how I'm answering it. I'm not telling you
Scary
that.
shit.
It's scary because they've given me the warning, and I'm still running my mouth.
Yeah.
So that's scary. But here's how cancellation works. So I knew it was going to happen because there's very, very orchestrated attacks. So NGOs and charities and all these other
Okay.
The truth is this. So
Yeah. So he talks about that a lot, where it's like, well, I'm going to get arrested. And then, because I remember
What were the
when
3 steps?
it was, you get canceled, that doesn't work, you get arrested, it doesn't stick, and then they just fucking Epstein you. Right? Yeah. So, but I think about John McAfee too, where he got arrested because he was fucking around on some government files that he had apparently. That was a weird story because he got arrested, committed suicide, quote unquote, when he had gone on record saying I'd never do it, never kill myself, whatever. But the apartment building, because he had 3 apartments around the world, I think, around the world, around the U.S. And in one of the apartment buildings is where he allegedly had upwards of 40 to 60 documents on the government, and a lot of them were about Epstein and how many people went to the island and and he had like audio files of like recordings on the planes. He had copies of the flight logs, all that shit. A week after he dies, the apartment building goes up in flames.
Isn't it like the same thing with like the brother of the Vegas shooter or some shit?
Because I think he committed suicide too. Actually, let me see.
I thought it was like a heart attack or some shit, like a cardiac event.
All I remember is he had a bunch of child porn on a floppy disk, and then everything's on fire.
Yeah.
Also, there's so many ways you could fake a heart attack, like shooting someone in the heart.
Or just
Yeah, you're right, Springer.
Or
Yeah,
having
you're right. He
Christmas
faces 19
spirit.
counts of exploitation, child pornography, and
yeah, but what they found
He
it
looks like a child.
on a
Look at him.
fucking
Look at him.
floppy
Hold
disk.
Up, scroll down to the picture.
that makes sense.
that
Actually,
not scream
wait a
child
minute.
pornography?
Wait a minute. That makes sense. Actually,
Again, I'm not saying it's not possible, but where did they pull a floppy disk out?
Wait, so did he actually
The only people
die?
I know that use the floppy disk are the government.
Or fucking people that old. Look at him. Look how old that man is. If you were an old man and you were like, I don't
It
want
says
this-
Florida. That's just normal. That's Tuesday.
that's Florida.
So why is it
Florida man.
abnormal that he has child porn on a floppy disk?
The only people I know that use the floppy disk still
Nobody.
are the government.
Literally, the U.S. government with the nuclear weapons.
And obviously, child porn people.
All I'm saying is we've seen this before. We've seen patterns of this before, and I don't know how corroborated it is, but apparently he's on a 24-hour hold with his brother because they have no actual evidence. They just went and grabbed his ass. Like, because if you look in in this video, I'll fucking mute it. Apparently they're just fucking walking him in. Like, he's not actually handcuffed. They're just walking his ass to the fucking cop car. So, I don't know what Romanian law is. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you can just grab people out of their homes and throw them in a cell for 24 hours.
I
But
bet you he wasn't arrested.
Yeah, because my thing is the paparazzi and all these motherfuckers, like the news media,
It's
everybody
clickbait.
is
It's
already
clickbait.
right there.
I guarantee you.
That's all. Yeah.
no,
I
well,
guarantee you he was detained or just asked to come in for questioning. And instead of fighting it, like obviously he wouldn't because he's in Romania, he was just like, yeah, sure. And then somehow it got leaked to the news, and then they showed up and it made a big old deal, which is why there's a bunch of dudes now.
that actually sounds plausible.
Yeah, I guarantee you, it's fucking clickbait. Read the fucking Andrew Tate arrested full video. The only reason you think he's arrested is because that fucking dude. What's his name? What's the screen name?
Well,
for that
everyone's reporting
Who
on him
is-
being
who's
arrested
everyone?
now.
No,
The New York. I saw the New York Post. I saw
reputable.
what?
It's the New York Post.
Yeah,
The Washington Post and the New York Times.
or New York Times. Thank you. No, it was the New York Post. It was the New York Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw. Let me see.
What is the new? What?
Isn't the New York Post like fucking what's that fucking one? Huffington Post? Isn't it the same shit?
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, detained. You're right.
I was gonna say.
Detained. Like detained is not arrested. I guess it kind of is.
Okay. Well, either way, I don't know. I just find that it's
different.
interesting
Yeah,
that
take
it's
it
all
safe.
like it's all coming.
Allegedly.
In American law, there's a small difference, right? You know shit. Right? Do you know that stuff?
I got a fucking participation trophy from a half-bent school in Roswell.
Well,
No.
arrested, they have to like read you your Miranda rights, and then.
There are no Miranda rights in fucking
But I'm just saying, like,
Romania.
American law, and then detainment is they can just like throw you in the back of a cop car for a while. So that's what
I'm
it was.
upset now.
Detained's temporary arrest is like you're getting.
You're actually going to
charges
jail,
against
getting
So,
fingerprinted and pictured. And
Don't scratch it.
Why?
so you got it off of Etsy.
Oh, it happens, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, it was some weird third-party website because technically, legally, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, highly illegal to.
Yeah, it's super illegal to put. Excuse
A
me.
berserker.
Yeah, because it's patent.
Well, because it's stylized after the anime.
Oh,
So and it's an IP, and you can get in trouble
Yeah.
for making it or otherwise printing it.
damn, bro! I'm gonna report you, and you're gonna end up like Andrew Tate.
Except none of the money, none of the glory, none of the bitches, just detained.
Detained
Bro, I
for
saw a
illegal
picture
water
of
bottle.
Andrew
Regular
Tate,
dude
and it was
detained.
like him. I saw a picture of Andrew Tate, and it was him in like a home theater with like 20 girls around him, and it was like, man, how does this motherfucker look gay in every photo that he takes? And it's him with like one leg up and like kind of crossed with like a pillow in his lap, and all these fine women in lingerie, and he's just sitting up in the front of them, like watching the movie. And I was like, yeah, no, he does look kind of gay.
I think it's just because he's so well groomed, and the sunglasses.
It's very easy to groom when you have a bald head. All right, let's be real.
You're just aerodynamic at that point.
Like his beard stuff, like it takes time, and like, why? You know, look at this man. He looks manly.
Because he's unkempt.
Yeah, literally. We're cavemen kempt.
Oh, he's taking out the perm.
Were the Vikings kempt? No.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they
actually
were like
were.
some of the best groomed people on. The Vikings were some of the best groomed people on the fucking planet at the time, compared to the English and the.
But what's the
French.
standard for that? Let's be real. Like, what's the...
They actually had like combs and bathed and like
not swamp ass.
gave a shit about themselves. The
Did you-
English are
did
the
you-
reason the fucking black
Okay,
plague
let me ask you
exists.
this. Did you bathe today?
Yes.
Did you comb your hair?
Yes.
So not very high standards.
Fuck. Got my ass.
No, I'm not saying that as a diss. Like those are like the lowest standards people have now. It's like, yeah, put a hat in your head, comb your hair,
Now-
fucking take a bath.
But you're talking about like back in like fucking 900 AD where, you know, the English are throwing shit in the streets because they don't have a sewage system.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, in the today's standards, the Vikings were unkempt. For the most part. Or they were the lowest standard of
in
groomed.
today's standards.
In today's standards.
Well, that's why I say, like, what's your point of reference then for back then? Because it's saying that they're the most well-groomed for back then, yes.
Yeah, 'cause
So,
the
for back
French,
then-
you know,
But they
still
also-
believe in body hair and
Okay,
natural
But,
odors.
okay.
but they also died of a
ask?
splinter
Can I
at the
finish?
age of 35.
Can I finish my point? So, would Andrew Tate be very well groomed for back then? Or do you think that was weird that he shaves his beard in a certain way and wears
They probably think it's
obviously
fucking
wears
weird.
lipstick?
Well, the fact that he doesn't have gangrene probably shows that he's very well kempt. Let's be honest.
and not cheese dick. How do we get on the
Anyways.
topic
Thanks
of
for
how well
killing
kept-
that.
Yeah, thanks.
Jesus Christ.
You got something you want to tell us, cheese dick?
Anyways, at this point, I just want to say one thing. Briscoe, wake up.
Poor
Wake
Briscoe.
up, Briscoe.
No, you know what? No, congratulations to our friend Briscoe. He got
wake
his
up.
first Raid Shadow Legends
Is he streaming right now?
promotion. I don't know.
not.
I don't care. But yeah, no, that's fucking cool, man. Like it's
And then here you are.
chilly.
Just
I'd rather have chili.
you
than
have-
Raid
Honestly,
Shadow
yeah, I'll
Legends.
take chili over Raid Shadow Legends.
I can eat chili. I can't eat Raid Shadow Legends.
who you want to bet?
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
No, it's not a shameless plug. That has to actually contractually be in the shot. So as long as it stays there, you'll be fine.
Oh,
Wait, you hit the other one. With
Actually, yeah, I was about to say,
Well-
yeah.
you know,
Don't drop me, please.
Sorry, please. It won't happen again. It won't happen again.
for someone who really likes this chili, sure hasn't gone down a lot.
Well, oh, that's my display bottle.
Oh, okay. So you
Oh
got
no,
more?
yeah, those are my display bottles. Oh well, yeah, because the ones in the fridge are almost done, and I've got 3 more in my closet.
All right, I'm
I was
wrong.
gonna say like on camera it'd probably be a little, you know, weird to just pull out a bag of chips and just
Why?
loud as fuck, dude.
No, I see what he's going for. It would be nice. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna eat my own sponsor on air, but I'm very thankful for you picking me up. So thank you. No, dude, but it's
two
fucking
meanings
it's
to that
fucking
one.
cool to see some of our friends like doing shit. You know what I mean? Like you just graduated paramedic school. He's hey.
Round of applause to this man.
I'm a licensed drug dealer at this point.
yeah,
Like,
he's
it
in
is-
charge of people's lives now. Like, actually.
Yeah, dude, like you graduated school.
You get to
That
choose who lives and dies.
This man whose standards is bathing and combing.
I wash my balls too. Like
I said bathing and combing. What else do you do? You don't shave.
I brush my teeth.
Oh, okay. All right. He got me. He brushes his teeth. The Vikings didn't brush their teeth.
I shaved a couple times.
What were you telling me about how there were people that lived on an island that wouldn't brush their teeth and they would only eat fruit, so
Oh.
then the acids would like take care of their cavities.
Yeah, it was like this granola ass white couple that just moved to some random like tropical island, and they only ate like the native fruits on the islands, and they have like just pearly ass white teeth because of all like the citrus and everything keeps their teeth so
Can't have
white.
like any enamel left.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh.
100%. They cannot eat like normal meat because their teeth will just deteriorate.
Just
like
break.
Drink one sip of cold water and they're done.
Yeah. Like,
they're defeated easily by Baskin Robbins.
But like back in the old days, people didn't need to brush their teeth because we didn't have it's all like just the fats and stuff. There was no processed food. There was no processed meats. So it was just all natural. So your teeth didn't gunk up. Like, you know that gunky feeling you get in the morning?
Yeah.
Didn't happen. There's a term for it.
So then why did all their teeth fall out by the age of like 30?
They didn't.
Explain George Washington.
The dude chewed tobacco.
And like
daily.
all of them. Okay. But even then, like there's I can't speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know why. Wheat.
Wheat.
Wheat. Because we started introducing wheat into our diets.
Go on.
Like farming. I forget this. I read the article about it. And it was like a term for it. But there's something in the wheat that like fucks with your teeth. Like the protective layer, or just like it gunks up on your teeth. It's like all the carbs or the fucking something in it. I'll have to find it. I'm gonna Google it real quick and look it up. There you go.
Yeah, here you can have this responsibility back. Well, because the only reason I bring that up.
And there's a bunch of stupid memes out there about it. But yeah, there's like a huge hopefully huge if I find it quickly.
Ooh, that was right into the mic. I'm sorry. No, the only reason I bring that was I think I was having a conversation with you where I was telling you that part of the Washington had wooden teeth, but then also it was very common practice for he did it, Jefferson did it, and then a lot of slave owners did it where they yanked out the teeth of the slaves and put it in their dentures.
Yeah.
Or was I telling you that? One of you disagreed with me.
I don't think anybody disagrees with
No,
anybody.
we talked about it. Yeah.
That's
that
a
was
pretty known thing.
Oh, okay. I thought I forgot who the fuck I was telling that to then that disagreed with me. But yeah. So you're telling me that they never had like gunk built up in their mouth or some shit until wheat was introduced?
Sour whole grains still cause tooth decay for people because typically grains require multiple processing steps. Fresh grinding, sifting, remove dust from the bran, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Wait, oatmeal's bad for you now?
Can't consume
No,
bad
oatmeal.
for your teeth.
It's a grain. It
Oh.
decays your teeth. So because of the large amount of fucking grains that like we as a people have on in our nutrition, like it just decays at your teeth, which is why you constantly have to go to the dentist and fucking get fluoride and brush your teeth every day. But if you just ate like heavy fatty meats and fruits and vegetables, you probably wouldn't have that fucking issue with your teeth at all, or get cavities as much.
Interesting. So really just whole grains are a problem because they also cause the inflammation
Not
too.
whole grain. It's just the amount of whole grains. Like look at our fucking food pyramid. Total lie. It was
No, yeah, the food pyramid was bought and sold by the government.
Yeah, well, not even just the government. It was made by the Department of Agriculture. It wasn't even made by the Department of Health. It was made by the Department of Agriculture.
because it
to
was
sell-
what was easier to sell.
Yeah, it's easier to sell grains than it is anything else. Yeah, it's a whole conspiracy, you know.
Like, you know how like
Can you bring up the food pyramid so I can see what we're looking at? 'Cause I haven't seen the food pyramid since I was in fifth grade.
Okay,
a
like you
pyramid.
know how like corn is like I think still is subsidized by a lot of by the government for farmers to grow,
Right.
especially like during the Great Depression, because it was the easiest thing to grow and sell. Prior to that, it was like fucking lobster or some shit where you can buy canned lobster, and it's all about what's subsidized and easier to sell, and that's how that's set up.
Yeah, so lots of grains, which is a no-no. Starches, grains and starches, right? That's the bottom one. I can actually just read
Well, especially because what we know now about
Starches.
inflammation, high blood pressure, and your insulin levels. Oh, fuck.
Let me find an old one, like the one we grew up with. Food pyramid.
I mean, that one in the middle was the one that I'm used to looking at.
Which middle, Noah?
Sorry, so the second from the left.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see because the light's blinding my face as I look at the screen. Yeah.
But
So there
also
you go.
look at that as what's easier to acquire.
Yeah.
That's super fucked up. Well, no, because the oils are super easy to acquire and make.
You still got
Oils are literally in fucking everything.
a
Yeah,
lot
but-
of it. You
but
still got to
fucking,
kill
like-
the animals and get all of that other
But
shit
olive-
out and
olive
extract
oil-
and get all of that.
Olive oil isn't bad for you. Like large amounts, yeah. That's probably the healthiest thing you can cook with, rather than vegetable oil, fucking canola oil, all that other shit.
Well, vegetable and canola oil are the worst things to fucking cook with.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
butter was even way better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
better
it's
to
more
cook with
natural.
Butter than vegetable oil. Same thing with avocado oil and fucking olive oil.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can get fat with olive oil because it's like 100 calories per teaspoon. But as long as you're a semi-decent human being, you should burn that off pretty quickly. You just eat less and work out more. Yeah, look at that. Like, there's hardly any meats, red meats, and there's like hardly like fish is like a small portion. Fish should be a huge portion. Fish should be like right here. And fruits and veggies, you could probably switch with that.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I hardly eat any vegetables, and I feel great. Like I feel like shit when I eat broccoli.
Broccoli is the shit.
I know it's great. I love broccoli, but I feel horrible when I eat it.
I'm not gonna say you shouldn't eat vegetables.
Right, but I hardly like the closest thing to a vegetable that I eat on a regular basis is rice. That's my point. It's not a vegetable, right?
It's the furthest thing from a vegetable.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is I don't fucking eat vegetables, and I feel great.
My guy, there's a bag of Brussels sprouts in there. Eat it.
Why? They don't do anything for me.
They give you vitamins,
I supplement every day.
and that's why.
I supplement every day.
That's why you feel good without vegetables.
Exactly.
Because you take processed supplements. You fuck.
Yeah, the Kirkland brand is not processed. Thank you. I choose to tell myself that to justify why I go to Costco still.
They're vitamins. They're processed. Noah.
Say,
Yes.
kick her out.
Oh no, it's okay when you guys are here. I just don't want them distracting from like when I have like strangers in here
All right.
or guests. Sorry.
Anyways, my point is like this ruins fucking people's teeth. Like the whole fucking agriculture thing of growing your own food. It's good for feeding a mass amounts of people. Like when you need to just feed them out, like put food in mouths, like sustain life. But for quality of life, no, it's terrible. It's fucking horrendous. Yeah.
So, oh my god.
Also, the whole thing of like, also by the way, real quick tidbit on the age thing about
No,
people
I'm about to
living-
change subjects. So
people
continue.
living to like 40. Those bullshit. The people live to like 80 or 90, like people like the ages we do now. There was just such a huge death rate of like children
Of infants
and
that it brought
infants.
down the average
I
death
think we actually
rate.
talked about that before.
Yeah, I think we did
have.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I bring it up. Yeah. So like,
So when they say the average was 30, it's not like everybody just.
Well, because there's
No,
a
the
there-
average
no,
is
it's
30
because
because
there's a
fucking-
high lean on
there was a lot of
infanticide.
dead babies,
Yeah, because the mom would die in childbirth and the kid would die
Yeah.
because it was so
or the kids got sick because of all the fucking germs, and the kids
Right,
would die
it was just
away.
not sterile
Normal
and-
adults would be like, oh, it's just got the
Right.
cold.
It's why like you have a lot of people from the older generation, like when they find out they have pneumonia, like to them that's a death sentence.
Yeah, because they're old.
And like, don't get me wrong, yeah, it's because they're old.
No old
Pneumonia
people
when-
are watching this. Maybe your mom.
Pneumonia when you're older is not fun.
I know his mom. That was a joke.
No, I'll be for real. Like I'll be real, dude. Like I don't fucking speak to my mom. She knows that. I don't fucking reply to her because I'm over it. Like she has caused me so much fucking stress. It caused me so much like mental health deterioration that I don't fucking speak to her. And it's why I'm not gonna name who, but other people that I know do not speak to her. But then, I was talking to one of you two about it, right? And I was like, well, why does she know that I'm on fucking? Because she was like harassing my fucking family over the holidays trying to find out shit about me, right? And she was asking a whole bunch of shit like, why is he living with his friends? Did this happen? Did fucking, is he still on steroids? Did he fucking, like all this shit. And my family are fucking gangsters. My grandfather
They just say that you died or what?
is a fucking gangster. No, so my one grandfather died. My one that's still alive, fucking gangster. My aunt's a fucking G, right? They were just like, don't worry about it. Like my grandpa was like, I have no idea. And then my aunt was like, she would send me fucking screenshots and shit. She's like, it's fine. Or he's fine. Right? And so the reason I bring this up is like, I see shit like that and I hear about all the shit that she's like prodding about. I'm like, she has to watch the fucking podcast. She has to. Why?
Or she's got an inside man.
What?
She pays me for information.
There it is.
Say, why would I talk to your fucking mom?
What are you looking up?
I couldn't find it. It's an episode of Barry. Have you seen Barry?
I've seen the first season, yeah.
I think it's the second season. Or, I don't know. It's the newest season.
No, because you showed me it, and I binged through the whole first season like in
Yeah.
a day and a half.
So there's an episode or like a tidbit in there where he's explaining to somebody how he's killing somebody. He's like, yeah, I'm just kind of messing with her like psychologically. I'm moving shit around her apartment every so slightly. or like, you know, I replace a cup with like a different colored cup, you know, and then I bribe her friends and family to tell her it's always been like that.
So
You know, move things around the house.
So the
replace
reason why
things.
I just laughed at that, and
we already
Springer
tell
did
that
too.
story?
Yeah, I want to tell that story. That's fucking hilarious.
No, I was
We
gonna say, did we already tell that?
probably, but who gives a fuck? So, so God, what was it? Because we're in 2020, almost 2023. So what? This was
So I'm
6 years ago,
so I
7
was
years ago.
relatively No, it was probably like 5 years ago because I was like relatively ish out of like fresh out of the military, and then you,
Well, I was still at NIMI.
yeah, you were getting ready to come back.
Yeah, I was getting ready to graduate. So this
This
was
before you got the apartment.
this was Christmas of 16.
And we were still trying to convince Dom to fucking live with us, and that whole fiasco. So it was,
Not only Dom, to convince my ex-fiance to live with us too. It was going to be the four of us. And thank God that didn't happen. Let's be real, dude. Thank God that didn't happen. And I remember, because God bless him, Rodney. I remember he sat me down, me and Dom. He sat us down. He's like, look, you can live with Springer. You can live with Joey. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but do not live with a chick, bro.
I
It
was
does
still
not work
working
out.
at Calibers, so it was like almost 6 years ago.
Yeah. He goes, it doesn't work out, man. Just don't fucking do it. And we're like, oh, no, it'll be okay. Because we're, 8, 19 and stupid.
Dumbass 20 years old.
Yeah. So we were apartment hunting, and I had a key to my mom's condo that I was living with her at the time. And I texted my mom. I let her know. Like, hey, me and my friends were apartment hunting. We're going to stop here, use the restroom real quick, and then we're going to leave, get dinner, keep looking, whatever. She's like, fine. So we go. And I'm taking a piss. And I hear from the kitchen, I hear Dom go, hey, we're going to move everything slightly to the left. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're fucking not. And I hear Springer go, yes, we are. So, okay. So I walk out. And they're like, literally, if this was like a cup in the cabinet, they were like... But I'm like,
It wasn't even that much, dude. Like literally, it was just boop.
yeah, but I'm talking about it like with a cup, it didn't really matter, but they moved the fucking microwave. They moved the couches,
Coffee maker,
the
the magnets on the fridge,
everything.
everything in that kitchen and in the living room that you can imagine, slightly, like less than a half an inch to the left.
So we load up in my car and we dip out, and we don't even make, because we're off of fucking Spain and Wantabo, right? The old condo, right? So we, God, we don't even make it to
We got
Frontier
to
yet.
Central and University.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. We're at the turn, and I get a call from my mom, and she goes, Noah, who the fuck did you let in my house? And I'm like, just me and my friends. Like, why did we just stopped using the bathroom? We left. We didn't like take anything. She goes, why did they mess with my stuff? Why are they touching my shit? And she's going
Everything.
She's going off, dude. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be home in like 4 hours. I'll figure it out. But like, I know nothing's broken. Like, we didn't break anything. We didn't steal anything. Like, they're my friends. Like, they're not going to steal from me. And they're not going to steal from you. You're psycho. They know that. And then my mom goes, well, it's just, everything is slightly to the left. And then Dom and Springer lose their shit laughing. I have to mute my phone so my mom doesn't get pissed. So I unmute it and I'm like, Mom, I don't even finish my sentence and she fucking hangs up. And I'm like, all right, bet. Whatever.
No,
Fuck
you didn't
it.
even do that. You unmute your phone. You go, I'm not dealing with that. And you just hung up on me.
Yeah, I did hang up. Yes, I did.
And me and Dom are like crying. We're in tears, just laughing our ass off. And he goes, you motherfuckers. Like, why'd you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And we're like, because it was funny. And he
Yes.
goes, it's pretty fucking funny. And then just joins in on the laughter.
Oh, yeah. Because I was so fucking just like...
Slightly to the left.
Because I was so fucking wrapped around my mom's finger at the time, dude. And, like, it's just shit like that just piled up and piled up and piled up that, like... And obviously some shit that I'm not going to say because it's her business as much as it is mine. And my fucking just mental is so much better just not doing it. But anyway, on a better subject,
You got mommy and shit.
what are you going to show us?
I found it.
Set the stage for what we're about to watch.
This is Barry. It's a show. He kills people.
Okay, right, but like, what happened leading up to this? Like,
I don't know. This is all I've seen.
Oh, so you've seen 2 seasons of it.
Yeah.
So what happened to make this scene happen?
This is like the 3rd season, guy. I haven't seen
Okay,
the 3rd season.
okay, whatever. Just play it.
I was scrolling through Instagram, and this scene popped up.
Okay.
And I thought it perfectly described the situation that we talked
So you
about.
don't know the context.
So I saved it, and I have no idea about the context besides I'm assuming the context of the show where he's talking about killing somebody because he gets paid to do that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, are you sure that's good enough explanation?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it unmuted?
Yeah.
Do you know where she lives? I don't know. What were you gonna, like, send her an angry letter or something?
I'm just gonna freak her out a little bit.
Freak her out how?
Oh, there's a lot of ways. It's, nothing bad. No, it's just, like, for instance, I could send her a picture of herself sleeping. Get into the letter being like, hey, you're not cool what you did to Sally,
So you break into her house?
Oh, she never know I was there. The whole point is to isolate her and make her feel like she's going insane. So I just do little things.
Just how nonchalant he is.
Dog with a slightly different dog. She's shrinking. Basic stuff. Most of it on the military. Some of it on a subreddit. And then they just kind of hang themselves. So super non-violent. But by the end of it, like, her brain will have essentially eaten itself.
Anyways, yeah.
Of course, you find this on Reddit.
That's beautiful.
Most of it on subreddit.
So one thing I wanted to ask you guys is have we decided to stay here for the next year? Or is that set in stone?
Yeah, so no more cardboard boxes in bathrooms.
Maybe. But
No, maybe.
maybe.
Dude, do you know, like,
I'm pissing on your back.
when I'm sitting there gaming, sweating super hard in Call of Duty, getting schwacked on by 12-year-olds, and I need to go to the bathroom, my poop space is already confined as it is.
Oh my
And
God.
then you throw a cardboard box full of, like,
You're a child.
soap, shaving
My
shit.
toiletries?
a full backpack that's just behind the door so you can't ever open it all the way.
True.
What's under the sink?
Steroids. Well, test and
What
needles.
else? That's it?
And
Yeah, put the Sharps container under there.
nah. I need it accessible or I'll forget about it.
Which is just going to leave it in the sink.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I've already thrown away a couple of stray needle heads that I'm not exactly proud of. And, yeah, no, you got on to me about it already. And,
It's going to turn into like that scene from Saw where I got to dig through shit.
You want to play a game?
Yeah.
but the reason I asked, so
Drop your phone into the trash can.
So
by
we're
accident.
gonna stay. So we're gonna stay in this house for another year, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So what improvements could be made in this space?
Well, first of all, it should not look like a rape dungeon when someone walks in.
Dude, okay.
Okay, that's what I want to
First
prevent.
off, the other day when fucking Hannah came in,
So-
she walked in 2 steps, paused, and goes, wait a minute.
See?
Points to it, says, what's that? And I was like, oh, it's Noah's podcast studio. And she goes, are you sure?
That's why, like, whenever I like bring something home, I would tell him. Like,
You
at
mean
the front
Uber
door
Eats?
And be like, yeah, huh?
You mean Uber Eats?
Uber Eats.
Let's be real, bro.
So
DoorDash.
The one time you brought him over?
The handful.
Anyways.
Immediately tell him about your rape dungeon that you have right in the corner.
Dude, for real, like the PVC pipe with the
Before
black
you walk
curtains.
in, there's a rape dungeon
Yeah.
to the left. So walk really fast past it. And then we'll go to my room, which is not a rape dungeon.
If you go super fast, if you go super fast,
Doesn't have black curtains hung up.
if you go super fast past the fucking
My room's the safe
walkway there,
space.
the only thing that would make it worse is if that was a bead door.
This episode is sponsored by.
If you run really, if you get to my room, you're not allowed to get raped. That's the rule. That's the
You
safe.
got to make it past Elias's room. I have to run upstairs and close the door real quick.
My room is safe.
I'm sorry, we're getting canceled for this one. This
run
one's
up,
totally
run up
getting
past and close
demonetized.
Elias's door real quick and keep on.
Rape's not a joke.
Demonetized
I understand
episode.
it.
Let's go.
Okay,
I
time
understand
out.
it.
I understand rape's not a joke, but the fear of rape that can be a joke, right? Come on. Am I right?
Anyway, what I wanted to know. Jesus Christ, what I wanted to know is how, because here's my goal, right? Here's my, at least for the podcast, the goal for the first 3 months of 2023 is I want to have a more sturdy and more like lived in space. And I want to, because what's dope is, so when I went to do the fucking BS show back in like June of last year, right, with Buck D and his co-host, they have a fucking sick setup. Like, it's not super industrious or whatever, but like, I'm like, well, the space is sick, but like the equipment wise, it's fucking dope. They've got like 3 cameras set up really well, and they've got all the fucking equipment and everything, and they're able to stream onto fucking YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all that stuff. So my goal for 2023 is to get this fully streamable to where, like, if one of you guys are able to moderate, because you can get like this fucking Stream Deck thing where you press a button and it switches from camera to camera, and that completely sound effects, and it completely eliminates the need to edit, because
She's not a lot of breather. Sorry, I was hoping for like one of those dog videos.
Like the sniffs.
But yeah, so it'll completely eliminate my need to edit those videos where they happen. And so I want to be able to stream completely, make this more lived in and just better looking, honestly. So I like the way it looks, but like, you're right. I don't like the fucking PVC pipes. I don't like the thin ass curtains.
I literally told you how to do it cheaper,
How do we do it cheaper?
quicker, easier.
How? Explain it. Let's go.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Toyota.
Daft Punk is going on tour. The last tour is 2023. Yes.
All right, so where are we going?
Wherever's closest, like straight up.
That's Vegas, Phoenix, or Dallas.
I was going to say it's going to be Vegas, Denver, or LA.
Oh yeah, Falling in Reverse and Papa Roach are coming February 21st.
To here?
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Rancho.
going.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's a good venue too. So yeah, we're going for fucking sure. Okay, so how do we make this better? How do we
Floating rail all the way across, and then you can actually
speak
scoop
into the
back.
mic?
Floating rail,
So instead of having the pole
and then
stands,
scoop it all the way back when you're not using it, so it's open and
well,
doesn't have black curtains that's hiding a corner of the room.
it would have to be a curved rail, right?
Yeah, but they make those ones for
Well-
like those 90-degree showers,
Yeah,
and
but
then right in the middle,
the
you hang
weight-
it from the ceiling. You hang it's like you bolt it into a stud there, makes the curve, and then you bolt it into the truss
in the corner?
In the corner.
Oh, okay.
And then it comes across here, so you can pull the curtains all the way back, and then you can just hang that from.
So instead of a
middle as
rape
well.
dungeon, it looks like you're in an insane asylum.
Yeah, it just looked like a hospital.
Yeah,
I
so
like
it's like
it,
a
yeah.
big hospital curtain.
But at least
Everybody
like a floating
can-
bar is better than just
At least
black
they
curtains
can
of PVC.
see what's in here
Oh,
first,
oh.
and they're not expecting some
Second.
50 Shades of Grey in a trailer park.
Second, change the fucking background color.
I like the black.
I like the black too, actually.
That's 50% of what makes it look like a rape dungeon.
No, okay, yeah, going into it's weird, but once you,
No, the
I like
PVC
the
pipe
black.
is what makes
Yeah.
it look rapey.
And the fact that you use duct tape to put it together. That too.
It was electrical tape, I think.
No, it was definitely.
It was
It was
Gorilla
Gorilla
Tape.
Tape.
It was Gorilla Tape.
But she felt the
No, it
need
was
to
like
glue to
the
floors.
proper connectors. Nah, take that bitch.
Yo, because I
Couldn't
got
find
the.
any. We looked. We couldn't find any.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Some
Yeah.
dude literally like
Oh,
5 minutes before we got
right!
there.
Walking out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
no,
dude came in
literally.
and bought all of them in both locations.
Yeah, like
Same
the
guy.
exact same size we needed. Bought the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. He went with me.
He's doing like a whole house project, and he just sees you guys. He's like, "What do you want?" And you're like, "What you have."
You didn't bug him out. in
No,
parking
the
lot for
fucking we
PVC
asked the
connectors?
store one of the fucking guys. We're like, yeah, we're looking for the size. Do you have any more? He's like, oh no, dude. Some guy like 10 minutes ago just asked me the same thing. Bought all of them.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Someone needs to check the guy's credit card statements. Can't
Look,
be doing
dude,
something legal.
I've been playing Construction Simulator. I know you don't need that much shit especially to finish a house.
Okay, so a bent rail that goes around that we can. Well, the only thing I will say though is I want to keep. I do kind of want to
Right.
keep this sectioned off, just so the fucking dogs don't get in here and mess with the wires or mess with the tripods. Because one of my goals for sure is to get more sturdy tripods. But even because I've got like fucking $800 cameras on $30 tripods.
Just make the curtains go to the floor.
Okay, but the reason why I didn't this time is because on camera, really the only thing that pisses me off on camera is the fact that there's a gap here.
Clothespin it.
That's the only thing that pisses me off. I'm just too lazy to fucking close it. I'll be honest. But other than that, like the guest side looks good. The only thing I really want to change about the guest side is the fact that, like, and it's really hard to change because there's just white walls behind the posters, and I want to change like this situation here. I want to make that look better. But how would you change the lighting if you could? Because you can.
I would put the LEDs on the floor, but on the roof, or along the curtains. If you do that curtain rod,
Okay. Well, because you were here when I was setting up the LEDs, right?
actually they'd be fit perfect.
Yeah. So they're just adhesive on the back.
Yeah. So you get the curtain rod, put the adhesive, the LEDs to the curtain rod,
Do the
and
cloud.
then put the curtain with the rings on it. So that way the curtain slides with the LEDs, and then it's a full from top.
Or we do the cloud.
Okay, so that's it's good you bring that up because I was gonna say, how do we make the ceiling look decorative?
The cloud ceiling. God, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but like I haven't brought myself to do it in my room because I feel like that's just a little much.
So
But
explain
in
what-
here it works perfect.
Explain what that is.
It's like a
It's
bunch.
just you get a bunch of like
into
that
the-
really really thin white poster board that you would ask your mom like the night before that you
Not
need
my
for a school
mom,
project.
but
Not
maybe-
your mom, but like
yeah.
people that have moms.
Yeah, exactly.
They know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that really thin white poster board. You buy enough to line the whole ceiling, staple it into the roof, and then you get LEDs that have multiple zones in them. Run them in a whatever made up pattern that you want, and then you get spray adhesive and like the packing foam from like Joann's or some hobby shop, and you stick it to it to where it looks like clouds, and then as the LEDs run through it, it looks like all the clouds are lighting up. And I've been wanting to do it to one so bad.
Literally
you can
the
just go
same
white light or
stuffing
you can
that you
go
get in
purple.
any stuffed animal.
Yeah, I mean-
you just
yeah, I'm down to
buy
do
it
that
like
for
an
you.
industrial size of that shit and just stick it to the fucking roof.
Yeah, and
it looks like
I
clouds.
priced it all up. So
I've
this
thrown
roof is
away an
probably
industrial size amount of that.
$100.
Yeah, $100
Yeah,
maybe.
Throwing away an
if that.
industrial size amount of that shit from these dogs, dude.
Yeah, honestly, just collected.
I'll
all
just
of
go
the
buy
dog
Yes.
dog
toys.
toys
And let
hold
them
it
rip
up
it up
and
for a
shred it,
day and a half.
and then you can pick it up and put it on top.
Yeah,
might
dude,
need bigger
Ahsoka,
pieces.
my stupid ass dog will just keep going ham on all of those toys, and we'll have so much stuffing.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, it would look super
Perfect.
decorative and look super cool and give a lot of light.
Okay, then we're gonna do
So-
that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That'll be the first project.
Whoa! Where's this Wii?
Okay, now
I
okay.
gave you my idea. It's simple.
No, this
easy,
Wii is going to be
works.
David's going to do it, and I'm going to watch,
Just like the Coke machine.
just like his car.
Hey, I screwed in some of it. I screwed in some of it. But yeah, that sounds good actually, because I want to make it more like, how do I explain it? Like more lived in.
Less rapey.
Well, okay,
That's right. Yeah,
Again, the fear of rape,
the fear of rape. Yeah.
not actual rape.
but yeah, more like lived in. I do want to make this go up to the ceiling, if possible, just to kind of section that off. And I feel like it'll also like negate a little bit of the echo that happens sometimes. Not there's a whole ton of echo.
Bigger
Literally,
curtains.
if you do that fucking
Gray curtains. Can we go with gray?
if you do that curved bend,
No.
in literally every
Black.
hospital, they run them up to the ceiling. They're on it.
Yeah, it'd be like an inch from the ceiling.
Yeah, but no, why no gray? It doesn't look good. Black.
How do you know?
It's like having black. I like having black. It looks good. It's very neutral.
White's neutral color.
But then this,
What's the context?
Not the 1800s.
but yeah, having this on a white canvas would not look good. This on a black looks a lot better.
Well, it's already on a white canvas.
No, it's not.
It's a white canvas with a black backdrop.
Thanks,
Well,
Springer.
The logo and everything else is on a white backdrop.
I hate you.
So it would just look like
Out of all
One
nights, Joey
big
has to
white
be in one of his
backdrop.
moods tonight.
I just hate the black, dude. It looks fucking dumb.
So what would you put it as other than gray?
99% of the time, it's all going to be pushed back.
Like, just pick a different color, like a different tone.
All right.
Of like maybe
Red.
like a
So,
dark,
like
like
Joe
a dark
Rogan.
blue.
Brand new baby girl pink.
No,
Honestly, I was gonna suggest that.
no.
What? You don't think pink would look good?
No,
you
that's
could be an
actually,
e-girl.
No, time out, time out.
No.
And then you can
Time
sell
out,
your Honda,
time
get a
out.
new car, and drive a Subaru.
I would even go to as far as to say bright pink would be even more rapey than black.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
not as rapey as red.
Does my personality give
Ooh.
off pink?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Look what you're wearing.
All
What a high
black.
school girl would wear.
All black.
You look like you're one mental episode away from, just wearing some very vibrant colors and a lot of jewelry.
Watches American Psycho once. Like every goth girl ever.
My point is I want to make this more lived in
It's not a face.
I'm sorry, this isn't a roast. I'm sorry.
and make it look better.
That Japanese whiskey just set me off. It was fucking bad. All right.
Yeah, that was not good whiskey.
That's your fucking...
that was his breaking point.
It was
Bad
It was.
whiskey.
I had a long shift. I was having a good day.
What
went
happened
to
on
the gym.
shift? Tell us about your shift.
It was
What
just
happened?
long, man.
What happened?
It was just long.
What happened?
I hate fat people and hoarders. I'm gonna just.
Okay, what happened? What house did you walk into?
Damn, dude, I'm sorry you had a rough shift. I ran one call in 72 hours, so...
What happened? Who'd you run into?
Mine
Yeah,
was
we're on a
bad,
freeze
too.
at work, so I've just been on my phone 90% of the time.
Got a call out for a fall. This is like really the only call that pissed me off. Like the other calls were fine. Like they're just the standard like assaults and people getting beat up and whatever, stabbed and shit. Anyways,
Like
went to a call for a lady that fell. Was the run string said she wasn't hurt, so we got to the house, opened the door, and immediately he was like, "Oh, maybe they're moving." And there's just boxes of shit like stacked everywhere. You're like, "Oh no, they're not moving. They're a hoarder." Just boxes of shit like trash, random stuff, dude. Like if you kept every box you had and just stacked it, it's a lot of boxes.
You did see his condo, right?
Or my storage unit.
No. But that's like stuff. This is just junk.
Oh, it's like boxes of newspapers.
Yeah, like junk.
And
Papers,
old clothes
newspapers,
and
clothes,
documents and
Coke cans,
Oh.
empty Coke cans,
like they genuinely
Piss
do not
bottles?
throw anything away.
pretty much. Yeah. So that's like just the walkway. She's like, "Oh, I'm back here." Okay, we walk back there, and it's like a regular sized hallway, but there's only a little path that you can walk through because it's just lined with shit to the ceiling of just junk, like clothes and towels and all kinds of other shit. And we make it to her room, and I swear to God, this room's like the size of David's room, and it's fucking like to the ceiling, stacked with fucking junk. And there's like there's a bed, and it's enclosed by shit, and there's the wall, also shit. There's a dresser here, and a little pathway, like no wider than me. And I'm fucking skinny, like, and just goes to this bed, and then there she is, all 350 pounds of her, wedged in this narrow space, probably about 5 feet long.
So I'm envisioning that part in 7 where they go to like the rundown apartment complex and they all bust in. The dude's been like, or no, I'm sorry, it's the fat dude that's like laying over the spaghetti. He was all skinny and like dead, but it's like the fat dude in the spaghetti bowl, like that big, in the very beginning. You've never seen 7?
I have. I just haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, we'll continue and I'll show you.
Yeah, so anyways, and so she's just laying there staring at us. And my first thought is just like, I don't know how I'm going to get this fucking... I don't know how I'm going to get her out of here. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to fit back there and pick her up. Because like there's no room. There's like room for one person behind her and maybe like a half a person in front of her.
Just put
I'm
it on
like,
your back.
no. No.
This is why we go to the gym.
Literally. Like, I just couldn't... Yeah, like that, but imagine like that, like in like a 4x4 spot.
Fuck.
Like 4x2 with that, dude. Like just stuffed.
Dude, people get
I'm not that
wedged
fat.
in like the weirdest fucking spots
But, like-
in their house. Like we, one time I had to go pick up a big old lady, and she was face first in her son's crotch,
Oh, you
fully
told me about
clothed, fully clothed. But she
Does
was
that make it better?
not really. She was like 400 something pounds.
This episode is no longer sponsored by.
Porterhouse,
He just texted me.
Porterhouse, rat and cat shit everywhere with stacks of like Lipton iced tea and Pepsi everywhere. There's like a 13-year-old girl laying on the bed, like playing just her Nintendo Switch, not giving a shit on a piss-stained mattress.
Why do all the poor people have switches? Is that an observation only you guys have made, or me too? I've made that, but have you guys made that observation?
What
No
else
matter,
are you gonna do with your stimulus check?
no,
You don't pay fucking taxes.
Does it pay your taxes?
You don't go to
Anyways.
work. You get free money from the government.
Yeah,
and then you
then-
get extra free money on top of that.
no. I just say that because like even like the most impoverished fucking people that I've worked with, when I
Nintendo's
was
all inclusive.
when I was in the caregiving industry,
iPhones and Switches.
they all had fucking switches.
Time out real quick. On that though, what did you buy with your stimulus check?
Oh,
If you remember, did you spend it right away?
oh no.
What did you buy with the stimulus check?
The first one, podcasting equipment. The second one, half went into savings, half went on a credit card. Third one, new TV and savings.
What did you buy with your stimulus check?
Rent.
I saved mine, or I did what he did, and I paid it with rent. 90% of other people, the minute they got that money, like just Twitter was full of, oh, I'm gonna go fucking buy fucking this. I'm gonna go buy that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go buy this.
But in all fairness, that was the whole point. To stimulate the economy. It was not to stimulate your savings account. It was
No.
to stimulate the economy.
That was to get poor people to buy shit.
Exactly. To stimulate the economy.
And where are we right now?
But just
Noah?
because that was the point of it doesn't mean that that's what you actually had to do. Like you could have.
No, that's what should. Okay, in a perfect world,
And time out. Did
it
it
should
work,
have.
Noah?
It should have, but it didn't because we bailed out so many other people during the pandemic. The PPP loans went to people like, and again, I say this as a fucking Christian, but those PPP payments of $2 million went to people like Sagebrush, Calvary, and Legacy. Just saying, shouldn't have gone there. And then we did this whole Ukraine fiasco. That's where we are. It's not because people use their stimulus checks to actually buy things that they were supposed to. It's because our government went to reckless spending.
No.
Yes.
Not buy things that they're supposed to.
No, they're supposed to buy things.
Says who?
Okay, so are they supposed to buy things, or are they supposed to buy things that they're supposed to? Because
The whole idea. Okay, so
those are two different statements.
Okay, so in a more perfect world, just
Okay,
kidding.
we're not
I'll
in a
take
perfect
that
world.
back. In a more perfect world, they were going to take that money and pump it into local business to stimulate the economy better, right?
and
Because
then
that's
what got shut down?
because exactly,
Yeah,
but they
so that's the thing. Are
couldn't
you supposed to
because of the
buy
What did
pandemic.
everyone buy?
Amazon or your mom and pops.
Exactly, that's
What
the
did
whole
everyone
point.
buy?
They all bought fucking
Nintendo
Yeah,
Switches.
yeah.
Mom
bullshit.
and pops or your mom's OnlyFans.
That's the point I was trying to get to, dude. That's
I'm
probably
still
that's probably
stimulating.
why.
Oh, okay. So you were
Most
getting
people
it.
have Nintendo Switches.
Okay.
It's because when you get that fucking $1,000, you're like, oh, what do I do with this? The Nintendo Switch just came out because which it
Mom's
did.
OnlyFans.
Right. Okay, I see what you're going for.
That's what I was just
okay.
trying to go for.
Okay.
Instead of saving the money like most people
Gotta
should
get a
have, or
membership.
spending on shit you actually needed, the Nintendo Switch just came out before the fucking pandemic, or like the newer version of it.
Yeah.
So what do you do with the fucking $600 you just got, or $1,000 you just got? Nintendo Switch.
Anyways,
Oh, sorry. Did someone interrupt you when you're telling a story?
yeah.
Then they didn't get to finish their story.
Well, I told my friends love each other.
Weird.
I love my friends,
You were done.
but they hate
I
each
wasn't
other.
Joey just
done.
doesn't
Says who?
love
Was I
us.
done?
We love us. But Joey doesn't.
The look that I gave Noah when you started talking, that's what said I wasn't done.
I don't believe it.
You look at the camera. Go check the recording.
Play it back.
Play it back, David.
Throw
Unless
the
you got a
challenge
challenge
preview.
flag. Oh, that doesn't count.
I just threw it.
That doesn't count.
I did-
That's
not
a challenge flag.
That's a challenge
It's not a
flag.
flag. That's wax.
And I wasn't
But
done.
I'm using it as a flag. Here's another one. Challenging your challenge of the challenge flag.
That's a flag.
My friends love sports.
Sports.
Man stuff.
So anyway, you walked into a adolescent child.
No,
doing-
apparently Joey's not done.
No, I'm done now.
Okay, so fat person in a corner.
No, I'm done. I don't want to finish now.
I was just saying.
Because I'm not rude. I don't want to interrupt his story that he started.
I'm sorry for how hard this is tanking right now.
Yeah.
If you've already checked out, I don't blame you. Anyway, I don't care either. They're my friends. So you walked into a 14-year-old
Challenge flag. It's,
being
it's his story.
a 14-year-old and their mom. What happened?
13-year-old laying on the bed playing like Switch, and then
Piss stained mattress.
piss stained mattress. Her son is
Human
like
piss?
trying to help her out. I don't know. That's actually a good question because there was a lot of like cats running around and rats, so I couldn't tell you whose it was. Oh, dude, it was horrid. I
pet
threw up
rats?
outside the door.
Like actual rats.
I think just actual, not pet, because there was not a cage in sight.
Not
Oh,
pets.
no.
I turned around, looked at like the bathtub, and it was just brown. And,
Just out of curiosity, because I know you can't give away like identifying information. Wait, this was in Vegas, right? Oh, okay, so never mind. I was asking what part of town it was, and I remembered you worked in Vegas. So,
anywhere in that city.
yeah, literally anywhere in that fucking city.
And so like the son is trying to help her up, and she's just face down in his crotch, and he goes, I can't do anything about it. I'm like, you can move.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You
so
can
he,
wiggle out of the
so
way.
he's face down in this fat woman's crotch, and
He's
he's
face down in his crotch.
So he's sitting on the bed. She's knees on the carpet, like hunched over, face down, like the bowl in the spaghetti. Just
His dick's the spaghetti and her face is in it.
different type of
You
noodle.
understand
Got it.
what we're trying to say?
and now I do. Yeah. Okay.
And she goes, really muffled, I can't get up. And we're like,
Can't pick your head
So
up
did you
either.
just come along to her and just
we,
Oh, no,
dude,
David.
huh?
No, David.
Oh, my bad.
I almost threw up.
You have to pick people
But-
up by hand.
My bad. I don't know.
I'm like wedging a mega
I
mover
would've
in
done.
between
I
her legs
wish.
because we're trying to like basically lift her up like prone and flip her. We're trying to like lift her up like how she is prone almost, and then like flip her like you do an egg.
Right, like onto a gurney or some shit,
We're
I'd
trying to-
imagine.
no, just onto the bed. She didn't want to be transported, so we were just trying
Okay.
to get her onto the bed first. So we're like sliding this up, and like my partner goes, "You got to get in there, man."
Oh, I fucking hate that. I always hate that sentence, dude.
When it's 1:30 in the morning,
Aren't
you
you
got
glad you're gonna
you
be
got the
running the
good looking
show now?
one. Your friend's got to take the bad one.
I-
You're the pikeman.
you got to get in there, man.
I'm down there.
Fuck, dude.
I'm down there wedging this mega mover in between the fupa and the ass crack, and I'm just like,
And that's an actual tool, a mega mover.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm just.
He brought me
Now they're
when
on
we went
bad
hunting
smells.
to lift an elk.
Is it just me, or does every fat person with like rolls have the same fat person smell? It's like a specific,
no, it's like
disgusting
spoiled milk.
smell.
I feel like it's
Not even that.
It's just gross.
It's like if you mix
Sour.
If you took your
what
like
I'm saying, that's spoiled
lifetime
milk.
of BO and just condensed it into like one
Oh.
isolated smell on top of just like not bathing
so
in
just
general.
all schmeg.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
pretty
just,
much.
It's like a specific smell, but it's like every fat person that like is unkempt and like just you can smell it on. It's just every fat person smells this. I don't know. It must be like sweat, like
Remember we were watching that
Years
600 Pound
and
Life,
years of
and she was
sweat.
just like scrubbing herself like while she's like sitting on the toilet, and just like the brush went into one of the rolls, and just the whole thing disappeared, and it was a brush like that long.
No,
like
for
that
real,
big.
okay,
It
like
just
so-
literally
disappeared.
though.
Huh?
There's like
I was like, where did that go?
it's people like that who are like 500-600 pounds or even like in like that 350 to like 400 pound range who like do not bathe themselves
Regularly.
on a regular basis. They just have like a pungent fucking odor that even when you leave, it feels stuck to your clothes. And
I wouldn't even say regularly. I would say just in general, like after a long day, even.
Yeah.
Because I had
after
a teacher,
6 hours,
I had a teacher back. I don't remember if it was at it was at LBJ. None of you guys went to LBJ, huh? Fuck. Yeah, there was a specific teacher. She was really fat.
You go to LBJ?
God bless her soul. She had Twinkies in her fucking desk. We found them. But like,
This is middle school, I'm assuming.
yeah, it was middle school. I was an asshole. We were like, she's got to have fucking Twinkies in her desk because she's fat. And sure as shit, she did. But not the point.
That was beside the
Point
point.
being, she was a really nice lady. We're all assholes to her, but she had a specific smell, and this is why I bring it up, is because it's like scarred in my brain, like this fat person, like fat roll smell, because she'd like lean over to help you with your homework, and
Oh man.
instead of giving hot teacher tits, you get fat teacher smell, and it was like
knocks it.
because we weren't in the building, we were in the portable, so when like the fucking it's hot as shit outside, you have a swamp cooler like. Cooling and everyone's fucking sweating their ass off, and her smell just happened to be worse. And God bless her soul, she was a nice lady, but like, it's just specific. And no matter what fucking fat person I run on, they have that smell, and it's fucking disgusting. And this
What was
podcast is
the-
taking a turn, but like,
what
it's
was
just
the smell I
gross.
was
It's just
asking
gross.
about?
That's all I say.
UTI.
Yeah. which
So
one's worse?
no, because what I want to ask though is, so you two have dealt with, I'd imagine, your fair share. Because I'm really more interested in, because we know, like, we've spoken about fat people and being overweight and all that stuff to fucking nauseum on this, like over the last 76, 78 episodes. Okay, it's been brought up a lot. But hoarding, you guys have run into that a lot because you take so many fucking calls. Do you think that stems from like a genuine mental illness? Do you think it's just laziness
No,
that never
okay.
gets fixed?
So I have a theory about that. Not even a theory. It's actually okay. It's a theory because I'm not a doctor. But it's because people are poor.
Okay.
Because like I'll give a great example. My parents, or specifically my dad, and my mom. My mom's a little cleaner though, but my dad is They grew up super poor, right? Like they grew up in Espanol. They had my grandfather was like a bus driver / he worked on construction, Adobe. They had fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. Right, 8 kids. My grandma was a waitress. If not, if I'd stayed at home for the most part. Like kind of worked here and there. I think she was a bus driver too. Anyways, they grew up poor, and so like something that I noticed that I grew up with and my dad grew up with, and it's just passed on, is that poor people save everything because they don't want to throw it away because I could use it for something. I could use this later on, and that's the exact same fucking words. But I told him, like, we went hunting, and thank God my dad's a fucking hoarder. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And this is kind of ingrained in your brain And when you want to throw shit away, he's like, wow, I think about this all the time. It takes a fucking lot to throw like 4 things away that are upstairs because I'm like, I might use that.
Well, yeah,
stuff.
what if I need it?
What if I need it? I might use that later on. And so it's just ingrained in like that. I don't even call it a culture of being important, but just that mindset of like not having enough money to have something. So you like think of rich people homes. Look up rich people homes right now, or I'll do it. 'Cause I don't
They're minimalist.
They're minimalist because why? Because they can afford to buy that new thing. They can afford to throw something away and then get a new one if they need it later. But poor people can't do that. So what do you do with it? You keep it.
My grandpa was the same way. Like, he held on to everything. And, you know, they got to a point in their lives where they were making a lot of money, but he still... That banjo that's sitting in our closet right now...
That was the backdrop of the old studio for you old listeners and watchers. Hey, what's up?
That banjo is not only older than me, but probably older than my dad. But my grandpa has held on to it. Doesn't know how to play the damn thing, but he acquired it at some point, and so either he was going to learn how to play it, sell it, or use it for something else. And that's just been the thing, is like holding on to everything. He has a 22 still sitting in his closet. Or actually, I think it's in my closet now. He has that 22, doesn't use it, doesn't shoot it, doesn't do anything with it. But what if he needed it? Or what if he needed that? There was an old motorcycle. My grandpa's been unable to walk or ride since 1996 after he got into his accident. So he's still holding on to that same old motorcycle. They finally got rid of it not too long ago. But he held on to that thing for almost 20 years because, oh, well, what if I'm going to be able to ride again? I don't want to have to buy another motorcycle. I already have one. So, yeah, like how Joey was just saying is just people who come from, like, low-income family, because, like, his family was, like, dirt poor. So you hold on to everything. Even, like, Christmas wrapping paper, my grandma would tell me every year, like, they lightly...
Oh, yeah, we save the bags, we save the paper.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a big-
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up because it's weird. Because I've never... So I understand what you're saying, right? But I've never heard it articulated that way, so where I understand it like that. Because in my dad's family, when my parents had split when I was like 3 or 4-ish, right? And I spent that little time of my life where I was like, weekends here, weeks here, right? Yeah. My dad's side of the family was exactly like that. Fucking save everything. They were off of, or I mean, they're still there, I think, off of Cesar Chavez. It's like that and like Williams, whatever it is. But save everything. Lightly unwrap the Christmas presents, save all the bags, the boxes, whatever it is, because you'll always need it later. Fucking always.
We'll use it next year.
Right. Exactly. That's a phrase I heard a lot.
And I think, and that's just...
But let me finish my thought is on my mom's side of things, because she came from a part of the family where it was a little bit more, not like by a huge amount, but enough to where there's a differential there.
well off.
A little more well off. And then obviously just because she's fucking white, she has that mindset of, well, we can always get it later. We can always like, and not to attach this to fucking white people, but like they're a lot more comfortable with debt than minorities are. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Yeah. Like I think more comfortable, not likely to get it, but more comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Because I've noticed that personally. Like even just like people I interact with and like friends that I have, like they're like the white friends that I have are a lot more comfortable. Oh, well, yeah, I have bad credit card debt. Oh, well. But then like I have other friends that
it's only $10,000.
No, I'm right there with you. No, yeah, for real. I'm right there with you. But then but I feel fucking like guilty about it and shit. And I know like other people that I know, honestly, not that I'm not going to name them, like the NIMI friends that I have that are in the minority, they are like guilt stricken about their credit, about their like credit card debt, their just debt in general. I found that interesting.
That's all right.
Yeah, I just find that interesting. But anyway,
I think a lot of it's like, what do you have to show for it though? And like,
right.
did you do it smartly?
Right.
You got the perfect interest. We're using someone else's money to still free your money. So
well,
there's
there's
you
debt.
don't understand that, and then get into debt the right way.
Right. There's debt that'll work for you, and
myself.
there's debt that works against you because it's like useless shit, or there's stuff that's gonna like make money for
like
you.
everything I've ever gone in debt for, I can
right.
make money.
But my point is though is like my mom, when it was like when I was spending time with her, it was always getting rid of shit. Like every 2 weeks there was fucking clear out your closet, clear out your useless stuff, clear out your toys, whatever. It's like get rid of the shit you don't use because we always buy it later if you want it. And that was such a, maybe it's because being a male or whatever it was, I always more identified with the mindset that my dad's family had. I was like, well, what if we fucking need that later? What if? And more than like, oh, we just buy it later. Like that was such a foreign concept to me. Very foreign concept.
So, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and like to bring up your point about it being like a mental health issue, I don't think it starts out as one. I think it starts out. This is just for like the cases that like I see like regularly. Like my family really is the closest you can get to it. Is it starts out as like, what if we need it later, and then it kind of just turns into keeping everything. It just kind of stays. It like it gets to the point where you have so much. What if I need it later that you have an issue? Like I can't walk into my parents like when I started growing up, my parents could park 2 cars in that garage. Right now, you can barely walk through that garage.
Right. Yeah.
And like half that shit, they don't touch. Like it just none of that shit gets touched. It's just full. It's weird to see it, but like it's my grandmother's garage, my grandparents' garage has always been like fucking just full of shit, like just random shit, canned goods, fucking random shit that no one's touched or used in years, right? 20, 30 years probably. And like I was like thinking it was funny. My parents were talking about. Go ahead.
Can you get me a Budweiser?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I always thought it was funny how my
Another
parents
Blue
were talking
Wave,
about like, oh, we need to clean the garage out. I want it to look like grandma's garage. And like slowly over the years, as my parents have gotten older, it pretty much turned into my grandmother's garage. Like,
And who is this?
And now
Sorry.
you're going down
My
that
grandmother
same
and
road,
my mom.
Joey.
Your
My
mom,
parents-
right.
My parents'
Okay,
house. Like,
right.
it's just turned into my grandmother's house. Like the garage is turned into my grandmother's house. It's just one pathway you can walk through, and then you have to climb over shit to get into shit.
Right.
So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it starts out as like a mental health issue, but it gets there like really quickly. And like it takes practice. Like I've had to practice throwing shit away, like I'm doing now. Like it takes time and like getting used to like, okay, I actually don't need this. I need to get rid of it because if not, it's just gonna fucking sit here and I'm never gonna touch it again.
Well,
And I'm not saying toss it. I'm gonna give it to Goodwill, give it to somebody else, give it
Yeah.
to people who need it. But like, it just you have to catch it. Like you have to catch it soon. Otherwise, it festers, and then you just again you end up like with those houses that I go into where people are like, "Oh, this fucking newspaper from 1994, need that. What if I want to read it again? What if it's worse? What if it's worth something someday?"
Right. And because I went through that when I was had to move out of my old place when my chick broke up. And I remember I was going through like all my stuff, and I had, just like you said, I literally had to force myself in the mindset of whatever you're holding, like you do not need this.
I haven't touched it in 6
Yeah,
months.
you don't need this. This has been in storage. This has been down in that basement space that I had, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I promise you, you do not fucking need this. But what was strange was because I would give it to Joy Junction, right? So I go, drop it off, leave it. Dude, not even 2 days would go by. And I just completely spaced that I even did it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter, right?
Also-
It doesn't even fucking matter.
If you're donating stuff and things, Boys and Girls Club and Joy Junction are great places to give it. Don't give it to Goodwill to sell it, but at least like for fucking.
Well, I've heard
Boys-
Goodwill's a fucking racket, too.
It's a rack, yeah. They buy it and sell it, and they say to pay their employees, but not really. They make
Right.
they make way more than that. So if you give shit, give it to Boys and Girls Club and Joy Junket because they hand it out for free because they're nonprofit. They're actually nonprofits.
Right.
Anyways, back to your thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, going through that whole process, like, and I still have, like, boxes of stuff in the stores I want to get through. The only stuff that I'd say I have a real problem, like, I'll never get rid of my comics. Like, that's not going to happen. No. Like, I've accepted the fact that I'm going to lug those around until I die. And that's fine. But, no, I have.
Back to the stealing.
No, seriously, I have. Like, I'm very
I
proud.
wanna read them again?
No, yeah, no, because the problem, though, is, like, they're not frequent by any means. I'm not going to say I do it once a week at all. Shut up! So, you know, there's a couple times here, whatever, stay, I don't care. Like a couple times a year where I'll sit down and I'll actually like go through my old long boxes and I'll reread the run of Green Hornet that I have. Or like one run that I'm proud of is I have like the entirety of Batman Eternal. And like those big and those thick fucking omnibuses that I have, the in the aftermarket that runs for like $350 to $400 for that one book, which is insane to me. But like, so like that shit I'm cool with. Like I'll hold on to that fucking forever. Stop it. But the stuff that I know I should get rid of, but I really have a hard time I have a hard time doing it. Like my old toys, like my old Spider-Man stuff, my old Batman stuff, especially that Kevin Conroy just died. Like I have like a whole, thank you. I have a whole bunch of fucking toys based off of Batman the animated series, right? Yeah. That I just don't want to fucking get rid of. And honestly, because they're so fucking cool. Like I just realized they're just so fucking cool. But then also, it's like,
Yeah, right.
Where are they?
Yeah, they're all in storage.
Go get them.
Yeah, right. They're all.
Look at that shelf. Put them up there.
Yeah, I might honestly.
Do something with them.
That's a good idea. Because they're all in storage, and there's like, and I've actually, it's funny. I've grabbed a couple of like random ones out of the bin. I'm like, oh, well, how much would this be on eBay? And I go look, and they're like $20 to $30 a fucking figure, right? I'm like, well, that's good to know they have resale value. But also, I don't want to get rid of them yet just because of like what kind of nostalgia that holds.
Also, that's the listing. So like they're
right,
left and right.
No. That's on because you can go on eBay and see what they've previously sold for.
That's true.
That's an option on eBay.
And like there was like a bunch of them selling for that.
Oh yeah. So my point is though, is like that's really the only thing I have like a whole hard time. Like I could get rid of clothes left and right. I'm not really attached to all that shit. But.
So for me, like that's the easiest. Like that's something I have to stop. Is that I've been trying to stop. Is that's the easiest excuse for me to keep something? Is like I can sell it for more in one day. I can sell it for more money. That? Yeah. Well,
I think that way sometimes.
Well, in all fairness, in all fairness, though, yeah, but stuff we're into can resell.
Yeah. So
in all fairness,
not necessarily the stuff that I have like that we're into, but even just other shit. Like I can sell some Facebook Marketplace. Maybe I can sell for like $30-$40. And
I
never do it.
Different smalls that you.
And then I never fucking do it. And so it's easier just for me to be like, I'm gonna donate this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw it away, but I'll fucking take it to the Boys and Girls drop off, and I'll fucking chuck it in there.
Yeah.
Because they'll use it. Some kid will get it at least and use it, or something like T-shirts and fucking other shit, and not even comics and stuff, but like old books. Like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can make me like silly.
Oh, dude, I'll be honest. I threw away one bag of trash one time, and it had a book in it. I felt bad about that one book.
Yeah, you're a fucking Nazi.
Yeah, okay.
That's the first step.
Burning the books.
That's how Kanye got into it. He threw away one of his books. He's like, that felt good. But no, I will say this though. One person I'm excited to have on this year. I'm gonna send her an I'm gonna send her an email tonight. Her name. Oh my god, I just lost her fucking name. But she runs.
Yeah, you're so excited.
Yeah, no, because I know her name's Kim.
Kardashian.
No,
Possible.
God. She runs. But in all seriousness, she runs this nonprofit called Locker 505, and what they do is they run a clothing like a shopette, but it's free, right? It's a donation thing, all for kids. But what's sick is like one of the guests I had on, the comedian Buck D. Yeah. So what he did is he participated in one of these events they had where you sponsored a kid, you paid like an X amount of money, and Locker 505, they partnered up with Macy's, and they fucking they reserved the store for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they took the kids through the store.
That's cool.
Where they had real money, right? They had real money, and they had all the clothes they were able to buy. They had them on the rack. They removed all their retail shit. Right? Replaced it with stuff that was clean, pressed, all that. And the kids could go through and they were like, all right, yeah, I have fucking $300, $400. I'm going to buy a whole fucking wardrobe. Right? That's what they did. And of course, the kids aren't fucking spending money because this is the money that the sponsee put in. Right? And it's like, I don't know what the application process was or what the entry thing was for the kids to get in it. But what was sick is like for a day, these kids who are living in fucking Section 8 housing, or they're living like, let's be honest, in neighborhoods like ours, right? But they don't really have a whole lot of opportunity. For an hour and a half, 2 hours, they got to escape that and get some cool shit. And I'm having her on. I'm gonna schedule her this week, but it probably won't be for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Can it be on a day that I'm here?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
That'd be really cool.
And it's cool that in a city that's as fucking downtrodden as ours, we still have shit like that going on. Aside from like, Joy Junction and Boys and Girls Club.
What Well, no, because it's local, right?
Yeah.
Up to 505.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That could be actually something I get in with the fire department. Like maybe talk to her about
Yeah.
doing stuff and like dropping. Because kids come to the station we just had a kid come to the station all the time to look at fire trucks. Just kidding. He wanted to look at fire alarms and signs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Yeah, okay.
Wait,
so it's
what?
Oh, sorry, off put. Okay, so this fucking adorable little kid, probably like 5, 6, 7 years old. His mom and him come over to the
Wait,
station.
hold up
ring
real
the-
quick. If you still have the kids' information, I still have a bunch of old fire alarm pools from when I was doing fire alarms.
That was my first thought. Anyways, he rings the
He wants
doorbell. They ring the doorbell. We open the like, who the fuck's here? You know, like we open the door. This is cute little fucking kid. He's got a couple things he's drawing, and he fucking dude. This kid walked in like he owned the fucking place. He just walked in. He was like, I like these, and showed us the picture. They were fire alarms. He drew pictures of like pull fire alarms. I was like, oh, these are fucking cool. These, I'm not fucking, but I was like, oh, these are awesome, dude. Did you draw these? He's like,
These
yeah.
are fucking cool.
Yeah. And
So
dude,
give me a Gatorade.
like he was like talking to us, and he's like, okay, I talked to them. Kept walking, dude. Just kept going. Didn't even give a fuck. He thought he owned the place. Walked right into the kitchen with everyone else was there.
Sits down. He's all, you got any fire alarm pools?
And he's just showing people. He was like, oh, look at all. He's just looking around like. Didn't give a fuck, dude. The mom was like, no, wait, you gotta wait for them to invite us in. Didn't give a shit. Anyways,
Yeah, I'll give
so
you
he
one of
shows
those fire
everyone the
alarm
pictures. You're like, oh, these are cool, man. And so everyone else was kind of like, oh, what are we going to do? And I was like, hey, you want to go see the fire trucks out in the bay? We can go see the fire trucks. He's like, okay, cool. And we open, we go to the fire trucks. And his mom was like, oh, look at all these cool stuff. I fucking kid you not. So we have a fucking rescue. We have a squad. We have a ladder. And we have a fucking actual pumper. Right? So I'm like, oh, this is the rescue. He said, oh, that's the rescue truck. I was like, yeah, this is the squad. It's a squad truck.
But very briefly, what
This is
differentiates the four?
This is the big ladder. He's like, oh, it's the big ladder. I'll get there. I was like, that's the pumper truck. That's what I'm in. That's what actually uses the water. He's like, oh, that's the pumper truck. And so, so pause. Rescue is like the ambulance for our fire department. It's just a big ice cream truck. It transports patients.
It's the more red version of what I drive.
Yeah.
Slightly
The squad.
redder.
So we're a
Newer.
hazmat station. So the squad is a hazmat squad. So it has a cascade system. The cascade system fills our air bottles. So it has a portable one of those in the back, and then it has a bunch of our hazmat chem stuff, like our suits and our chemicals and all that test kits and stuff. Ladder truck, pretty self-explanatory. It's a fucking truck with a big ladder on it, and then the pumper is the one that actually has like fucking 500 gallons of water we can pump. So anyways, I'm like, look at all this cool stuff. And then he's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Looks over to the bay door, and we have a fucking light on the bay door that's red and green, like a traffic light. And it like just tells us when the bay door's all the way open so we don't hit it. He's like, oh, look at that. It's a traffic light. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
The kid's about to have a long career in
And the
fireworks.
mom's like, he really likes signs and lights and stuff. Bro, he was so amazed by the fucking light. And then he starts walking around the pumper, and he's like, oh, it's a stop sign. Because we have a stop sign on the door when you open it, right?
Right.
It's a stop sign. And he fucking walks over to the other thing. Look at the sign. No bunkers allowed in the living area. Bro, he fucking went off, and he read like every fucking sign in there, every warning label.
That's
He was
funny.
not give a fuck about the trucks. I'd ask him. I was like, hey, you want to go sit in the truck and pretend you're driving it? He's like, yeah. And his mom's like, he's going to go fucking nuts for those dashboards. He loves fucking lights and shit. So he gets in, and he's just fucking sitting up there. And I fucking turn the turn the battery on so the lights turn on. This fucking kid's eyes went, fucking lost his mind over the dashboard lights and shit, dude. Didn't give a fuck that he was in the truck. He just
What?
liked the dashboard lights.
Well, that's a fucking beautiful thing, right? The wonder of a child,
Oh, yeah.
right? You think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna, because we're adults, kind of, and you think they're gonna go for the like what we think is kind of cool, but no, it's like they're gonna go for the most simple shit. They see something they see every day, and it's somewhere
But
obscure.
it's not even
Yeah.
simple shit. That just shows a technical mind. We see him as lights, but he's seeing it as.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they see
It
something,
is
he's seeing something that he sees every day,
circuitry
which is
and-
a stoplight,
No, dude,
and
the
he
kids just
saw
like
that,
signs, bro.
and he saw that somewhere
six.
obscure, which is a firehouse. It's like, oh shit, the outside world is here, which is interesting.
Whatever. I just really like the fact that like he was so set on the specific things he liked. He liked fire alarms, signs, and lights. Like that's just what he was into, and that's what he liked, and I just had mad respect for that. He didn't waver. He didn't waver when his fucking morals were tested with fire trucks. With other cool shit. He stuck to his morals. He stuck to what he liked.
So, okay.
Respect.
So I'm going to ask you kind of a personal question because we've had this conversation before. But the way, to be honest, the way you just spoke about this kid made this come to my head, right? Because you speak about it with a lot of enthusiasm, right? Equivalent to other topics we've had with just you and me or like us three. Do you ever think you're going to be in a spot where you might want to have a kid of your own?
I fucking hate kids.
Okay.
No,
not
but,
really though.
No, realistically, I actually talked with Lucy about this the other night because it kind of came up in conversation because she's super against having kids. But no,
And she's the key component in it too.
well, no, she's super
like
against
50% of the
no,
equation.
So like,
At least.
kudos to her. She's just super against like bearing children, which is fine. Like, if you
Okay,
wanna
that's
fucking have
that
a
is
baby,
two different things. You can
Exactly.
do a petri dish and then a regular like natural birth. You
Exactly.
can do the Matrix.
So she's just super against like she doesn't want to bear a child and have a child come out of her vagina, which is fair because that like destroys the human body. Like it's fucking rough on the body, which is fair to want. It completely changes a female's hormones and totally everything about them changes once they have a child. So I can understand why somebody would not want to do that, you know. But anyways, we're having that conversation. She brought it up, and I was like, I don't know, like. I could see myself wanting to have kids way later in life. I'm not talking like in 10 years. Like I'm talking like maybe like in 20 years. Like when I'm like 40 and like stable.
Whoa.
You want to be that old dad that
Dog.
can't do anything?
You want to be 58 when that kid graduates high school?
I'm gonna fuck. I'm gonna be retired anyways by then.
You don't better do
I'll be
anything
retired,
with
but
them.
if I stay with
kid
the
won't know how to
department,
do
I'm in
anything.
No, I
retired at
disagree with that.
45.
That's an old argument that no longer stands.
Nah,
Yes.
I've lived it. Ain't no way.
How many kids do you have?
I was talking as in my parents had me early.
Right.
So why do you think I
But-
know how to do more stuff than you?
Right, but your parents do not have access to the same technology that we do now. Right? Meaning the
Technology.
hold on,
not to
time
talk
Yes,
about
so
running
it's- so it's
a
technology.
dirt
Time
bike
out.
or-
I missed what he said.
So it's the technology that we have, but it's also the ability to learn. Let me finish. So he asked. So what he was saying.
What did you say?
At what part? I'm sorry.
When I said like maybe like when I'm 40.
So he's saying you're too old.
I just said
Basically,
like you would lose the ability to be able to like really like teach your kids like certain life skills, like like that's more active stuff.
Like what?
Like if your kid wants to get into football and you're
Okay.
60 years old trying to go and throw passes or have them run routes, or they're into hockey, or get into dirt bikes or skiing.
okay,
or
so that
snowboarding or
only
anything like
proves
you
my
wouldn't do
point.
any
That
of
only
with them.
proves my point because now, for what we have medically, when it comes to hormone therapy, and when it comes to longevity, we now have the ability to make fucking 60-year-olds act like 40-year-olds.
Time out. So time out on that note real quick. How
Am
old
I
are you,
wrong
David?
though?
No, you're right. David, how old are you?
I'll be 26 in like
Can
a
you
week.
row? Can you row 10,000 meters right now?
Maybe like 2,000.
Okay, I've seen a 58-year-old man row
No,
10,000
it's
meters.
definitely possible.
So like,
Well, who's to say that's going to be you? Who's to say that you're
Me!
Because
you're
he's
gonna
fit?
hold up?
because I'm fit and I'll
Just
stay
saying.
fit.
Yeah, no, it's completely possible, but at the same time, it also
No, because there's
If-
credence.
If I thought that I wanted kids and I thought my body was gonna fucking decay the minute I turned 45, I wouldn't have kids.
But
All
there's
right,
credence
so
to both of
hold
your
up.
arguments. There is though.
No, yeah, I respect his
there is
argument 'cause he's true. He's
because
right.
that was what our parents grew up on. No, seriously, like that's what I was told. I mean, I'll get to you, but that's what our parents were. That's what at least my parents and my mom's side of the family. Like when I became 18 and they realized that I was fucking my ex-fiance, they were like, "Hey, if you accidentally have a kid, you should probably do it when you're young." This is a conversation I had because, like, if you do it when you're young, you'll be able to be active with that kid. You'll be able to do that in your mid-20s to your late 20s. But anything past 32, you should really be worried because by the time, like you just said, by the time they're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right, when they're getting into athletics, when they want to think about college, and you still want your mind and your body to keep up with them, you're going to want to do that. But they grew up in a time,
Okay, well, he's pausing.
that would have been bad.
So-
But they grew up in a time, where they don't have the
Time.
like medical capabilities that we do. Like we just don't. Like, dude, by the time that we're fucking 40 and 50, like my eyes are fucked. That's something I've talked about a lot. I can't get LASIK. I can't get all the cool shit you guys were talking about like a couple of days ago. We were having that conversation. I can't get any of that. But I'm very confident. But by the time that we're 40, 50, or 60, I could get a fucking bionic eye. I am confident that's coming. For sure. Dude, have you seen the robotic arms that people
okay,
have?
Time out,
Yeah, no,
because
you've
you're
been
gonna
on
go
this
off a
shit for
different
a
tangent.
while.
So before we go any further into this kid conversation, before like maybe I want a kid, or it's morally or fiscally responsible to have kids in the world we are in.
If you stay in the career you're in, it's going to be fiscally responsible.
Morally though, of the world we live in. If
Ooh.
if
Yeah,
things don't-
okay.
story.
And this was
Okay.
this was the point with her. I was like, unless the world takes a dramatic change.
The liberal said this? No offense,
this is
but
what I said.
Oh, okay.
I said unless the world takes like a really dramatic change and it's like decent, like it's a decent world we live in, and we can have like, it's like to raise a child in, to raise a child in that environment. I don't want kids.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah. So that was the big point that me and her had, that we agreed that we can't agree upon unless the world takes a dramatic change and it's morally right to raise a child in the world we live in today.
Yeah.
Not happening.
So I actually, more so than like the will you be old enough to keep up with them, I am more along that argument than I am anything else. Because no,
I brought that up because he said like when he was like in his late 40s, you think about having a kid.
I said 20 years. I'm 45.
but no, but again, because the argument's valid, right? In 20 years, Lord fuck, if we're still around, but like where will we be at?
Exactly. It's a long time.
It's absolutely fucking insane. Because in the matter of, because we're in 2023, so in the matter of 10 years, it has been widely accepted that you can fucking change your pronouns on a whim. You can change your gender on a whim, right? You can change whether or not you identify as a human on a whim. Where are we going to be in by the time we're 20, 30 years from now? It's absolutely fucking insane. And what really set that in for me is my ex's mom brought that up to me because she got ropes one night and she's like, Noah, I really want grandkids. And I was like, oh shit, right? So I was like, oh fuck. But she was like, because she's a fucking devout Christian, right? Devout to the fucking T. It's like, but with the world we live in, I don't say he could raise one.
Okay.
What's the point?
Okay,
Time
I think
out.
it's Elias's turn. It's been Elias's turn
sorry.
for like the past
I'm sorry.
hour.
I'm sorry. Time out real quick. Evan's mom. We were sitting. So me and Lucy went to Vegas for an evening, and we went with dinner with with Evan and his parents and his grandma. And we were talking about that. We were talking about like Evan's new kid, fucking violent stuff. And I swear to God, out of Evan's mom's mouth, she was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't want to raise a kid right now in these days."
Yeah.
Stares at Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Evan
she's
told me
like,
about it.
no offense to you, Evan. Like, I love Violet, I love her, I love you, but I wouldn't. She looked straight at us, and we were like, yeah, we don't plan on having kids anytime soon, or like at all.
Let alone raising a girl.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, I'm right there. I don't think I wouldn't want to fucking raise a child right now. And this is coming from a woman who has 2 kids,
Yeah, no, that's like the
who grew up
biggest,
in like the
fairest
culture of
argument.
like you need to fucking have kids. So, anyways, okay, Springer, go.
All right, first fucking thing. You forget 50% of this goddamn argument as far as having a kid when you're 40 is when women turn 35, their chances for having a Down syndrome child vastly increase.
Adoption.
That's
But we're going.
not talking
no,
about
no, we're
adoption.
talking strictly in it is your sperm, her fucking eggs.
So, anyways, there's 50% of that argument. So there is a timestamp on if you are dating or
They do have a
married to
biological
woman
clock.
right now.
Yes.
There's a literal timestamp on this.
Actual like percentage.
There is a financial and other responsibility that can host men. My brother had a friend whose dad was 60 when he had him. As far as the male component goes, having a kid when you're way later in life, assuming that your shit still swims, really, meh, whatever. Anyways, as time goes on,
What age did you say?
35.
Is this it?
35.
What's the percentage?
Okay, anyway, continue. Till he finds
Anyways.
a percentage, continue.
As time goes on, did you already find it?
Well, I can't read it. David's reading it.
Yeah. No,
So as time goes on, like from the biological standpoint, women are on a timestamp that men aren't. So like in your case, like waiting until 40
percentage just doesn't increase.
has more risks, especially because even the time of menopause and onset, there's a lot more risks, especially like
But there's risk for her, not for him.
for her, not for him. And it's all on her. Like, especially if she was to say, like, she just doesn't want, like, the risk of bearing a child. In your 20s, it's the easiest time. Or not the easiest. It all sucks.
What does that say, David? Hold up.
It just gave a graph of as basically years go on,
Holy
the percentage
shit.
by 10,000 live births of how many of them were Down syndrome.
So, yeah, so
40 plus 100.
You can hear the difference speaking
Yeah.
to the mic.
So 40 plus 120 babies per 10,000 live births had Down syndrome.
Because
What
our
percentage of
Spotify
that?
audience is
Holy
growing.
Shit.
Thanks.
But anyways, the risk goes up. And that's not just for Down syndrome. That's for every birth defect known to man. Tetralogy, Fallot, all of these other different types of defects.
Which is, what is that?
That's a heart condition that requires like 4 things to happen. Like all it. There's words I don't feel like saying right now. It's a shitty condition. I saw a 16-year-old die from it. It's not cool. Anyways, so from the women's standpoint, there is a time stamp, and it is by your 30s, like early 30s.
Well, even to bring that up, I mean, Poppy, you know, all his health problems and whole art. His dad was 63 and mom was like in her late 40s.
So as people get older, there is a time stamp to have children for all of us, really. Especially the older men get, their sperm can possibly carry more defects in them. That's a possibility.
Well, what age does that get to, though? Look that up.
I don't know.
Look that up real quick. At what age does male sperm get carry defects?
But even think about like drug and other influences.
Okay, but again, we're talking about Joey.
No.
God bless him. We're talking about Joey.
I was just about to type in male sperm. Just press enter.
But with all that being said, as like people who use drugs like heavily or smoke or any amount of nicotine, all of that shit, it ages their body faster, and they have a higher risk for birth defects. That's one thing, and so.
Oh, so even sorry, not to gloss over what you just said, but so nicotine.
We through nicotine and other shit, we can accelerate the chance of birth defects, and that's what medical science is showing right now.
So to your knowledge, because of the legalization on the state level, because we're in New Mexico, of marijuana.
Wrong. Before you even get to that, as far
Does that affect sperm though?
the last paper that I read, as far as, and so I don't know as far as affecting sperm. I know there was something about affecting sperm count.
Yeah, sperm count, but sperm quality.
I don't know about sperm quality. The last thing that I saw is like a pregnant mom can smoke marijuana while she's in utero, or is that even proper? While she's pregnant, a pregnant mom can smoke because marijuana doesn't pass the uterine barrier.
Can we pause this real quick? So all this is saying is that some 97 healthy, non-smoking employees, retirees between 22 and 80 years old found that sperm emotionally showed a high correlation of DNA fragmentation, which is associated with increased risk of infertility and reduced probability of fathering a successful pregnancy. So that's not the whole thing, but from that, it's just saying that the older you get, the least likely it is that you're going to father a successful child. So you're
I'm curious about so let's say the median for women is 34.
Well,
let's just say it's 34.
Time out.
So what would be for men?
Before we start that, so it's really any age because it doesn't matter.
Take it at a controlled factor, right? So anybody from 22 to 80 can father or can impregnate a woman.
Okay.
You can impregnate a woman all up to your fucking 110, brother.
So
As long as you can shoot sperm. But the older you get, the likelihood goes down. And that's for any age, from 22 to 80.
But if we're talking birth defects wise, as far as what we have to pull from right now, that's how it goes. But that's immediate internet research. Anyways, what I was getting at is so the timestamp for women is a lot shorter than it is for men. So to pose that question in front of 4 dudes is a moot point because for Joey or any of us...
Not really.
Hold up. Because for Joey or any of us to say that we'll father a child or start having a family at 40, really 58 isn't that horrible.
Well, I just say that because let's take it as it is. 75% of the podcast right now, 75% of us are single, right? So we don't know when we're gonna get. It's assume that we have a kid. Assume that it happens. Now let's also assume that we have a kid while we're married. Who knows who the fuck we're gonna marry?
right? If it happens with that condition, it could be someone that's in their 20s. It could be someone that's over 30. That doesn't fucking matter. The only real assertion we can make is that he's going to marry and have kids with the person that he's with right now.
Check this out. Since 1980, there has been about a 40% increase in 35 to 49-year-old men fathering children and a 20% decrease in fathers under 30. Studies have also shown that it takes longer for older men to conceive even when the age of the mother is considered.
And I wonder, and I doubt that there are studies about this because it's so recent. I wonder
Foul sites.
how much of that is due to steroid use because steroids are so propagated and so popular amongst men our age and younger. Because you're okay, perfect. David, you're on TikTok a lot. How many fucking 18 to 21-year-olds do you see on TikTok using Tren?
He's not on that side of TikTok.
Specifically Tren.
He's on turbos and tractors.
So yes, I'm on turbos and tractors, but also like a lot of fitness stuff. But see, that's not fair because
Yes, that is.
shut up for a second.
What game are you just playing?
The game obviously you wanted to play so bad that it ruined your whole night.
What was it?
Construction simulator,
There
dog.
you go. Turbos and
But
forklifts.
no,
Sorry.
seriously, like there is a whole fucking trend that is
He's just
horrible.
mad that I have hobbies.
That
and
is
he doesn't.
that is horrible.
Honestly, I am though. I hate your hobbies, but I respect that you have them. I couldn't do it.
But seriously, though, there is a whole trend of people of men between the ages of because this is assume.
Hey, by the way, buddy, do you want me to finish answering that question that you asked me?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then
But seriously, do you see
got
that
all
though?
red-faced?
Yes, of
Yes,
18
but
to
that's
21
not
years
fair
old.
because it's all directed towards you. So if I start looking at workout shit, it's only going to bring up workout shit. And yeah, most of them are all on steroids and talk about it pretty
Right, exactly. That's my
But
point.
Daddy
again,
Noel.
Yeah, but that's part of it. Is I also go kind of like looking for it because.
But he's way
trying to
older.
learn more.
At Liver King.
No, Liver King again. He's way older. I'm talking specifically because there was that
But
study.
it's usually just like trend.
Exactly, it's
and
it's
TRT and,
specifically
like,
Tren.
D-ball.
Trend's the new one, huh?
No, Tren has been around
Yeah,
forever,
it's been
but
around.
because
New one's Primo
Tren,
and
because Tren has the stigma of being the hardest steroid or like the most dangerous steroid to use, that's what a bunch of kids are jumping to.
So
When Tren, to my knowledge, which is not a whole lot, but Tren doesn't necessarily build muscle all that well. That's something you use to like. That's the cherry on the sundae when it comes to your steroid stack. You do like a test, Deca, Winstrol, and then Tren, right? Because Tren is a steroid you use for bulls and cattle, right? It's
So-
not an actual fucking human like a pharmacist. Because the people that I'm not on.
How do you
yeah,
know?
Yeah, I'm on Tren. No,
Obviously
but
not
the
enough.
yeah exactly
You
because
need
the
more trend.
because the people that I know that are on it, right? They tell me that like this is stuff that you'll never get prescribed because it's not a medicine used for humans. This is a steroid used for fucking cattle, and the whole point of it is to it's a small not a small compound, but it's a compound that you use to enhance all the others you're already using. Right? It's not something you use, like it's certainly not a base like test, but it's not something you use to compound on test. It's something you use to compound on a bunch of other stuff, and then you take this.
So,
So
anyways,
you're on trend, is what you're trying to say.
oh my god.
No.
Oh my bad.
So the increasing age of men having children and testosterone, yeah, I can see the correlation with that.
What?
As
Sorry,
you
but,
brought it up.
but I bring that up just because that study also showed that the young kids cannot do it, or the young adults can't have kids.
But we've also seen like a decreasing testosterone level in younger men.
because they are abusing these compounds.
I'm going to hit you on the head with this fucking microphone. It's not only the compounds that play a role.
Our food.
It's our food, the processing, everything else that's put in.
Drugs.
Where our prime, when you look at like the absolute physical prime of a man, is probably in like his mid to late 20s prior to this. And the more steroids that are pumped into our food, our prime is getting bumped up. Remember the other night when we were talking about like why David Goggins and these other guys like aren't on steroids or on any sort of testosterone?
Right. So explain that. So David Goggins is a SEAL, retired, fucked up knees, he's been on Rogan a ton of times. If you're listening to this, you know who he is. But
So
why can't he
basically,
use steroids? That was what was
it's,
interesting
it's
to
not
me.
why he can't, it's why he shouldn't. So the human body, although super resilient,
I've heard this, so I'm going to pee. But explain it. I got to pee.
Anyways, so the human body, while super resilient, is also very like sensitive to a lot of things. So for a guy like David Goggins to introduce testosterone into a system, he's like 46?
I'll find out. Okay, let's take a bet. Let's do bets real quick. How about 46?
I'm saying 46.
43.
44.
All right. Anyways, I'm gonna keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
So while David Goggins is, past his SEAL prime and all of that,
Bro, his knees make him past his SEAL prime.
the dude runs, nonstop day in, day out. What?
Oh.
47.
47. Who's 46?
Elias.
Elias closest.
So he's getting up there in age. If that guy was to introduce testosterone into his system
You should look up a picture of him when he was fat.
with how he runs and how he works out now, he would screw up what is currently present of his metabolic system.
Even his test?
If he was just introducing test, because you have everything going down, all the way down to your adrenal glands and every hormone that's released. When you start introducing something to your body greater than what's either not naturally made or naturally made, what is your timeout about?
No, I'm gonna let you finish your thought because I feel like you'll answer my question. Sorry.
But whether what's naturally made or not naturally made, once you start introducing into your body, you start to decrease what's naturally done. So for a guy like that, his body's going, 120% all the fucking time. He starts introducing this shit and he starts to shut down certain aspects of his body. So he has to constantly either up his dose or continue where he's at already, depending on how his body's response is, because he has to compensate for now that as time goes on, he's shut down. It's like...
Do you think he's on like anything else just for pain management strictly?
Probably a fuck ton of Tylenol.
Do you think that's it though? To be able to...
Dude, for real. There's a small part of me, like, when it comes to David Goggins, that motherfucker, like, he's just Motrin in a bottle. Like, that's it. But anyways, the more you introduce shit like this to your body, if your body is already naturally producing it. So, like, let's say a healthy young man at the age of 25 starts introducing testosterone into his body. He's going to start fucking with his system's natural production of it, because his system is basically going to understand, oh, we have this surplus.
We don't need to make any
We
more.
don't need to make that. So,
And
like,
that's anyone, right?
No, okay, so let's call a spade. Dude, if I, like, for instance, this week I had such a busy Tuesday that I missed my day. And for the back half of my Tuesday going into Wednesday morning, like / afternoon when I did it, I felt I felt like it's not like I fucking flipped a switch and I was like, oh my God, like I felt like a zombie. But no, I felt a slight change in my mood.
Was it
And I
thinking about it, or because
it was more of like I woke up Wednesday morning and I was like, man, I'm like a little more, I don't know, like drowsy, because in the morning, not that I spring out of bed
Lethargic.
ready to attack the day, but yeah, I felt a little more lethargic. I felt a little more like drowsy-ish, but it wasn't crazy. It was like I was dying or anything. Like I haven't, like in all seriousness, the only side effects I've felt or experienced is I've had a little bit more pimples on my upper back on the both left and right side.
Bro, take a note from him. Basic hygiene, bathe.
But no, seriously, like if
This guy's pimple fucking free, dog.
but if I use that specific body wash, I was telling you guys about that are antibacterial, I'm completely fine, right? But I felt like a little bit of lethargy when I was doing it. So yeah.
Like,
No, but
Just-
is that the same way like they tell you not to use like that Rogaine?
So
That's
when
a whole other conversation.
when it comes to like hair loss in general, I can't remember the exact chemical compound, but it's like DHT5 or like some stupid shit like that.
Bro, what's the main ingredient in Rogaine?
It starts with an M.
Or some
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
He spelled stupid wrong
main
in
chemical in
the search
Rogaine-
bar.
Or a lot of shit when it comes to male pattern.
It actually brought stuff up about it.
Oh,
It's
word.
not DHT, stupid. It's what does that say, Dad? Frigenics? Epigenics?
Yeah, epigenics.
That makes you bald.
All right, whatever. Anyways,
It's funny. That's literally what.
That's literally what it said. Wait a minute. It's not,
not
DHT,
DHT,
stupid.
I hate all of you.
We're not watching
Anyways.
a 5-minute video.
Yeah, what does this guy know about hair loss? He's already has a horrible hairline.
Well, maybe he brought it back from what it was. Anyways, Rogaine, the active chemical in Rogaine that like makes shit worse starts with an M. I can't remember exactly.
But it's one of those things like you got to keep using because then your body stops making it, and then
But-
you fuck yourself.
When it comes to hair loss,
Oh, monoxide. Or monoxide.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
when it comes to hair loss and you start using like hair loss supplements, it's because of like excess built of testosterone. There's an enzyme that fucking blocks that shit, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole process that goes down and it causes hair loss. When you use hair loss supplements, it blocks that enzyme and allows you to keep using your shit. But you have to keep using the hair loss supplement to continue to block that enzyme. You can't decrease the creation of that enzyme. And it goes on. But where did this all start from? Testosterone in the men.
You just started
Yes.
talking.
So, shut the fuck up. Let's say the average testosterone level in a dude is 300, whatever the fuck. I'm just throwing out a number for easy math.
No, yeah, that's the low end. Yeah.
And a dude takes who's already producing that same level, takes 300 on top of that. His body at first is going to be like, oh, this is fucking dope. But over time, it's going to say, I don't have to make 300 because you're already giving me 300.
Right.
And in order to achieve its homeostasis, which is its balance, it's going to decrease over time to naturally to the point where your endocrine system is just not making testosterone because you've been supplementing it. Now, for somebody who's way down and it's basically like, fuck, we need to make more, you balance out. Your body's not going to say, like, let's say, baseline 300 and you're making 100 and you supplement 400 into that. Your body's going to be like, thank fucking God.
Right. And which is exactly why I'll never, because what you're describing, like to make it more general, what you're describing is someone who is technically in the normal range and decides to supplement and then go super
Super Saiyan?
oh my God. Not they decided to go
Saiyan
basically above the natural levels. So they go above 1100 nanograms per deciliter of testosterone. They will start to experience stuff like that. But for me, where aside from my fucking heart problems that I have that lead into lung stuff, like I just don't want to get into those like, for lack of a better term, supernatural levels, because I don't want to experience all those crazy side effects. I don't want to experience fucking hair loss. I don't want to experience fucking my nuts shrinking up in my body or any crazy shit like that, or ED or whatever it is. Fuck
And,
that.
Like, you think of your testes and shit, right? Nuts shrinking into your bodies. Testes, testosterone, that's what fucking produces that shit. That's part of the fucking reason why that shit happens. They get
Right.
smaller because they're not used.
Right.
You don't
but that
use a
generally
muscle,
happens
it
when
gets
you
smaller.
that generally happens when you use enough testosterone to bring your test levels unnaturally above
Yes.
the natural levels.
That
Like
the-
what you're doing.
No, I'm still in the natural. I'm still in the
So-
natural.
Not your natural levels, though.
Shut the
No,
fuck up.
the natural levels of a man,
So the natural
of
levels
the
for
of a
dude-
general male.
again,
Back my point.
again,
A biological.
for easy math, let's say the peak of natural level for your age
Is 1100.
I'm gonna poke you in the
That was
fucking
1,000.
eye. Easy math is 1,000. Like
That's what I was gonna say.
easy math. Easy math is 1,000. And you go, you're already producing, let's say, fucking 750, right? You bump up to where you're producing, or now with what you're introducing into your body is 1,500.
That's when
You're
you start
gonna
experiencing all of that.
Experiencing
Right.
all of these problems.
Right.
But if you're just getting into where you're supposed to be, your body's like, fuck. All right,
We are where we're supposed to be.
we're now supposed to be in balance. It'll still kind of deteriorate those systems,
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not going to have side effects, for
But-
sure.
but they're less seen versus you already being in that range
Right.
and going above.
Well, because and
But so time out. So on that note, though, that's like per person. Though. That's different because your body thinks it's naturally okay to produce lower than normal.
exactly,
levels.
and that's the issue though. Is I don't know if, and again, because I don't want to
let me-
talk shit. Well, let me finish.
No,
I don't
let me
I don't
finish.
want to talk
Hold up.
shit about the vaccine or the COVID jab.
going into
No,
that.
I
Folks,
don't.
time
No,
out,
because
time
no, but
out.
there are studies that have shown that test levels in males have been dropped in people that have gotten the vaccine. But the thing is, I don't want to blame it on that. So I just go about it assuming that I have always had low test levels.
So my same argument across the board with that is it's like people who have diabetes. Your body at some point either produces completely ineffective or not enough insulin.
Right.
So it's like the same thing with testosterone. Probably not. An endocrinologist can fucking shit on me later. But
Think any of them watch this podcast?
I know I'm going to send this section to the head of endocrinology at the hospital I was going to.
Shenanigans.
Okay. I'll get her
So
email.
It's a random email.
so anyways, like a type 2 diabetic doesn't produce either enough or effective enough insulin in their entire body.
Because they
So-
suck.
For-
No, that's
yeah,
how you get type 2
I
diabetes
guess.
because you suck
However you want to fucking do this.
and you don't eat right.
I hate you.
You can still talk.
Continue,
I'm just trying to
Springer.
Talk over you.
So,
Springer, continue.
but they don't
Continue until you stop.
produce enough or effective enough insulin in their body. So when they increase the sugar, they need a little help. For instance, somebody who already has low testosterone, it's like a type 2 diabetic. They're not producing enough or effective enough testosterone, so they need help to get to where they need to be.
Yes.
Type 1 diabetics don't produce dick. Like, it's there, but it doesn't do fuck all. It's like it's the short bus of insulin.
I was
It's
going to
not
say,
doing
the
shit.
type 1 is where you're born with it, and type 2 where it's on set, right?
You can be later in life and develop type 1.
But type 2 is like you had a horrible diet and now you have diabetes.
Generally.
Generally, like I'm not medically inclined like you guys, but generally speaking, if I only go to McDonald's and eat Hostess fucking Twinkies,
Yes, if we're talking
I'll get type
about
2.
Like the general population,
Yes.
type 2
Okay.
diabetes is
Okay.
that. Type 1 for the most part is like born with it, but there's other people, like I knew a dude who had type 1 diabetes his whole life, but his diet was just fucking on it his entire life, that he actually
I'm sorry. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
his
I
diet
didn't
was on
watch
it.
that.
His diet was on it, and he basically made it out okay. Anyways, when it comes to introducing testosterone into the man's life, it's like fucking diabetes. Your body either makes some but not enough, or makes ineffective, and you have to compensate for that. Then there's motherfuckers like all of us who can process sugar. If we started taking insulin, we'd start having to. It's all gin and tonic.
Well, I can tell.
Good.
I know when you've been drinking. It's in your voice.
Shut the fuck up.
I know. I just like because when you normally talk, like your words are like pretty close together. but when you like get drunk, you start spacing them out. Like
I'm trying to articulate
spacing
this.
his word.
And
He
it's-
takes more careful thought
Yeah,
in what he has
because
to
he has
say.
he has to think about it. He's
Same.
which is fine. I drink all.
Well, what would
there
you
go,
what
dude,
would you
fuck
rather
yeah.
have? The more anyone drinks, the more they speed up and say stupid shit. That's how you get Kanye on Alex Jones. Okay, that is exactly.
I love this man. I just love that I've known him so long. I can tell when like he's hit that level, you know, because of the way he talks. I'm like, yeah, he's feeling it now.
Fair enough. Anyways, but your body's super fucking sensitive to anything that you introduce. As time goes on and we age, shut the fuck up, Joey. If we introduce other shit to our fucking bodies that we didn't need to, we respond more harshly.
Right. Yeah.
It's like heavy metals. Like why some people don't eat rice because of the chance of fucking like arsenic and other shit like that. It's why other people other people
Is
like
that a velociraptor?
He's all, do the roar.
it's why other people cut out like a lot of red meats because heavy metals overall.
Right.
Or they don't take supplements. Like we need zinc, we need iron, blah blah blah. We need all that shit to fucking process. But in excess, it fucks us up. Our bodies are super fucking sensitive. So, like, if you and I went to go get and take away your history of testosterone use at all, we went to go get a test tomorrow, and you were at, like, let's say the minimum level is 300, top level is 1,000. We got a test, you're at 150, and I'm at 750, and we both decided, oh, let's take three...
He doesn't own a headphone.
That's fair.
Yeah, he didn't read the instructions.
But we both decide, let's take 300 of test
Which isn't far off from where I was. So
of whatever unit, because
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. But I'm now at 10.5, and you're at 450?
yeah,
By that math?
About yeah.
Allegedly.
About yeah.
I'm above, so my body will compensate at first.
Because it's producing more estrogen and other hormones.
But as
you
time
don't take an estrogen blocker, do you?
No, I don't have to.
But as
God.
time goes on, it'll fuck my body up more than you. I'll have way more side effects because my shit needs to
Yeah,
compensate.
you need titties.
Which I'm banking on. Which, to be honest, which is what I'm fucking banking on.
Have you ever seen at like 2 a.m. those new Genix commercials
Yeah.
Those things
where
fuck my
like
memories.
these 50-year-old dudes are like, oh, dude,
Didn't your dad buy like that kid?
Can we talk about that after you're done?
new Genix?
No, it's on that like. Okay, so sorry, pause your
No,
thing.
you're fine.
To talk about like like the hymns, pharmaceuticals.
That's
no, no.
becoming super popular.
So
Well,
I'm okay with. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Because I have a question that builds off of what he's
But
saying.
like the new Genix commercials are targeted at like 40 to 50-year-old dudes who just don't feel the same. And that's the thing that they're banking on is like, are you tired? Are you sleepy?
Yeah, I'm fucking old.
You got to use the new Genix. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to die at 37 and you kept me here the entire time? You asshole.
Darwinism, baby.
But I have another theory on that shit.
We're not getting on that.
Because I have a
staying
question.
on track.
Because I have a
You
question.
him,
Just asking
me.
now.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to the testosterone that's introduced in a younger male population, especially for lack of a better term, the dominant male population, these guys that are like set to be on top, they want to be the best form of themselves. They're introducing everything that they fucking have. And then as time goes on, they're like, fuck, I got to keep up with all that shit.
Yeah.
For what I introduced. Like, for somebody who, you know, their testosterone level was 600, they decide they're going to do 500. They're sitting at 1,100 total. And then as time goes on, when time comes to have kids, they're like, fuck,
There's a good advice on that about steroids.
I gotta
and that
keep
shit.
fucking going up because I have to balance out now. Not only am I just this great fucking physique that I achieved in my 20s or 30s, but I have to now keep up with the shit I fucking introduced to myself versus those who are lower that were like, I'm just trying to play like the game, man.
Exactly. So the question that I had was, so not a lot, but some bodybuilders introduce insulin into their body while they're prepping. Would insulin be conducive at all to any sort of muscle building or hormone stabilization in prep, to your knowledge?
It's like water retention.
So
No, water retention would be more along the lines of a creatine,
salt.
or exactly anything that
Sodium.
keeps salt in your system. But like, would insulin, to your knowledge, help with that at all?
So, as far as I know, is the same reason why I eat like gummy bears after a workout or like some shit is to cause an insulin spike. And
You eat them after.
yeah,
Interesting.
some people even eat them before it.
During.
Well, no, because I know people that would eat gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids during a workout.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
And then literally because Poncho, literally backstage behind the bodybuilding stage, he would have me like, I was either with the band doing curls or doing push-ups or whatever. He would, okay, stop. Here's a fucking rice cake with honey. Okay, here's fucking Sour Patch Kids.
Simple carbs.
Right.
So the insulin spike, I don't know the whole science behind it. I can't fucking pull it out of my ass.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
or-
That's fine.
Anyways, but the insulin spike is actually very conducive when it comes to muscle building. I don't know if it's like a breakdown or an increase in the protein or whatever
Is
the
it like
fuck.
a pump increase or?
I can't.
Yeah, look up, why do bodybuilders take insulin?
I can't remember the exact, but the insulin affects a different part of your endocrine system than testosterone does. It's your pancreas versus your testes. So there's a whole nother fucking world involved with all of that. But
That's why.
Interesting.
So yeah, the spike in insulin makes the body absorb the nutrients quicker after a workout,
there you go.
Probably during a pump.
which is dangerous because then you can give yourself type 2 diabetes. Because you're like he was explaining, you're telling your body, I don't need to produce insulin anymore. I'm getting it from an outside source, and your body stops producing insulin.
Well,
altogether.
insulin is how
Interesting.
sugar come through. But still, in the same sense, you keep introducing sugar. Your body's not producing insulin. It's producing ineffective insulin.
Artificial. Right.
No, artificial.
No,
It's
not artificial.
just insulin doesn't
Your
work.
body. We're not talking about what you're fucking hitting yourself with.
fuck
Your body itself is not making good enough insulin to transport everything into the cell.
Interesting. Huh.
pretty much body doesn't produce enough insulin for the amount of simple carbs and sugars.
So, like, let's say you, for ease of simple math, you produce 100 milligrams of insulin. And you need to absorb 100 milligrams of sugar to process all of that shit throughout your entire body. If you're causing these random fucking spikes, your body's like, well, shit, we got excess. Let's just leave that around.
Right.
And then over time, it goes down.
Just like any other compound that you're reducing
Yeah.
artificially.
Or like,
That makes sense to me.
You know-
That's just interesting that insulin is the reason why like the body absorbs quicker. That's just wouldn't have thought about that.
so like you take in glucose, and insulin is the transport protein. That's why people who are type 1 diabetic have to give themselves insulin shots, because they have so much sugar built up but they need to transport it to the cells. So that's why they have to give themselves these fucking shots.
And so those insulin shots, are those like I think it's called IU, but it's basically like where you inject it into the fat rather than, right?
It's a sub-Q shot.
Sub-Q. Okay. Well, the reason I ask is because you can do that with TRT. Is you can do because I take 0.4 2 times a week. You could do like 0.1 or 0.2 and do it sub-Q every now and again. Or, multiple times throughout the week. And it's a lot less invasive than an IM shot. And that's what I'm looking into for this year. Is
Sub-Q.
rather than fucking turning my ass into a dartboard. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna do that anyways.
Bro, you got a nice ass. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, man.
Sub-Q shots
Shave it
are
every once in a while, for
easier
me, bud.
for because you're 45 degrees into the fat, allegedly injecting, slower absorption rate.
But on that note, think about that. The fitter you get, the harder that will be.
Oh no, when I'm cutting, that won't be an option.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the problem too, is when I first started going to the hospital for TRT, literally when I first started going, because I was in the middle of I was at the tail end. I was at the tail end of my my competition prep. They literally, I pulled down my fucking shorts and they were like, "You're a little too lean."
I
love
said,
that- I
he's
love
got
that
skinny
man.
butt.
No, they're like, yeah.
The man that just walked out of the room, I love him so much.
They're like, "You're a little too lean to inject this into your ass cheek. We have to do this into your quad." That sucked. That was horrible. Never do
Ricky
that.
Bobby it.
No, literally, that's what they did. Quite fucking literally, that's what they did. No, dude, like, so you know how your controller vibrates when you get shot in Call of Duty? That's what it felt like in my fucking quads. But like, I felt the needle going through the layers of muscle, and I was like,
Well,
please never do that again.
do you know why they did that?
Well, because I didn't have enough on my fucking ass.
Well, no, you did. They just didn't. There's not enough. Okay, so yeah, not enough, but it's because they didn't want to hit your nerve, your sciatic nerve.
That's what Dom was telling me. Dude, and that runs through my fucking mind every time I do it. It's like, don't hit the sciatic nerve because
As
you'll
long
pass
as you
out.
hit the spot I quadrant out for you.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
Well, and that's what
And
I
as long
do.
as
I've
you
seen
don't
a lot of guys
fucking-
put it in their shoulders too,
No, they do it into their delt.
or
Their delt.
That's just your fucking shoulder.
yeah.
This
same.
well, you don't do it right
So
here.
your rear delt.
The rear. Okay, yeah, the rear delt. Sorry.
You know muscle.
But
I've
my-
seen someone still like put him in kind of just in the shoulders.
It's okay. Again, it's an IM as long as you get it in the muscle anywhere.
So my point is though
See,
is that
shoulders.
when I start cutting in a few months, not a couple, a few months, that won't be an option. But I'd like to experiment with something other than my fucking ass cheek.
So on the note of steroids and all this other supplemental shit, thing I want to talk about is that Hims ad I keep seeing on fucking
Yes.
Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I hate being on, but I can't go back because I'm addicted.
For
I take
you've
tidbits.
just
I'll I'll delete it for like a month, like a month or like a couple weeks, and then get back on it. But anyways, because you guys keep sending me memes and I have to check them. Those Hims ads, they're kind of like. It's nice that there's like a company out there that's saying like, hey, you don't have to go to Big Pharma to get fucking whatever prescription needs and shit like that. But it's also kind of scary that the ads that they use, like, kind of, it's weird to me that it's targeted, it obviously targeted to men, like specifically our age. And like, I don't know, it's just kind of, it freaks me out when like, there's like, they show the hot chick and it's like, oh, when he uses Hims to help his ED, ooh. You know, it's like.
But then it's like, why are men
Why
our
are men, yeah,
age?
why are men
No,
our
no.
age having ED?
Isn't that blue pill shit?
Viagra, yeah.
No.
but like
Blue
the-
Chew.
Blue Chew.
When he
It's the
uses
same
Hims to
fucking
get Viagra for his ED, and she's like, ooh, it's like, well, why are men our age having ED in the first
No.
place?
So
I have an answer to that, but continue.
Depression.
So I have
IBD?
come across I get boners all the fucking time.
Fuck yeah.
I'm full of boners.
That's for you male viewers out there. He gets boners.
It's actually still a problem. Anyways,
$2.99 only.
I have one right now.
No, that's why I had to step out of the room. I had to go fix it.
It's true, he does.
I could see
Anyway.
But continue.
I've actually run across a dude that has taken quote unquote If you're watching, buddy, I love you. But
Right here.
I've come across a dude that has taken blue chews just to fuck
What are blue chews?
Viagra.
Oh, okay.
They're like Viagra that's marketed to the young 20-year-olds.
But because they're not stated as Viagra,
There's the stigma's not
Viagra's
behind
an
it.
old man's pill.
yeah.
No, quite literally.
But
quite
you take-
literally.
Which was a heart medication to start off with. Anyways, I digress. I've come across a dude that has taken Viagra for a sense just to fuck. And his words coming out of his mouth was, I feel like a fucking god doing this.
Well, yeah.
Did he have to take it, or he wanted to take it?
He wanted to.
Okay.
Well, because but it's interesting you say that
the
because
same thing,
there's a fitness guy that I follow out of Albuquerque, and not the one I've had in the podcast. But he talks about how every so often, if you take Cialis with your pre-workout, you get a nasty fucking pump, and you
Yohimbe.
feel like a god.
Yohimbe.
That's
Oh.
natural.
Not him.
So, no,
that's a
that's
tree-
not a name.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Root.
Time out. Yohimbe is a tree bark, actually.
Oh,
It's a tree
never.
bark that grows naturally, and it's supposed to supposedly increase your libido.
The last thing I heard about it was
I didn't know we were all throwing in a lip. Can I get it
No,
straight?
me and my
please?
coworker were talking about this today because he has like he's been down the heavy steroid use and like every supplement known to man, but
This one's open if
I also
It's just
had a cocaine problem as well too, and he was like, yeah, he's like, if you do too much cocaine, it'll kill you. So
Gosh, shout out to his heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, he's like, you should try it. I was like, I'm good.
So on that though, as much as I hate to say like using like natural substance because cocaine is, but like coca leaf is, like taking yohimbe every once in a while probably isn't that bad for you. If it's
So-
just straight yohimbe, like you're eating the fucking bark.
In all fairness, couldn't you say that about any of the compounds we were talking about? At least some of them, where it's like it's not
Well, it's not
bad for you
natural, though.
every
And-
now and again.
and
No.
so
Does,
when I,
does testosterone grow in trees, brother?
Okay, no, but I'm saying every now and again. I'm not saying like abusing it.
No.
So-
Abusing.
No.
when I was in EOD school, this guy fucking turned me on to Yohimbe. And he was like, dude, it'll give you a pump like no other.
Dick.
And I was like, word. Let's go. I bought a bottle of Yohimbe from GNC. Whoops.
GMC's cooler.
Yeah, you can buy one from them.
GMC
Anyways,
support us.
I bought a bottle from them and I took it, went, worked out, had the most insane workout of my life. Then I went home for the next 2 to 3 fucking hours, and I swear to God, I was gonna fight or fuck everything in sight.
Okay, but you told me about that. You were gonna do that today.
Yeah.
And, you're not
And he was on
taking
Yohimbe. It's what he's
He's
trying to
not-
say.
And you're not taking yohimbe.
And I'm not taking
So
it.
maybe you
it-
just want to fight or fuck something all the time.
it might be my problem.
Okay.
Uh,
Just for a baseline. For a baseline. After not working out for a year and just going to the gym, starting to go to the gym, he just wants to fight or fuck something anyway.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to say I'm
no,
very
no,
proud
no,
of you.
no.
No, I'm very proud of you for going to the gym for the last 3 days, like staying after it and like doing now that like because I remember you were saying it to
My
him,
gym buddy
to
is back.
and to him, and like you told me a couple times, like yeah, when I got a paramedic school, I'm gonna go to the gym again. I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. And I was really hoping you would, but you did, and I'm very fucking proud of you,
Dude.
Very proud of you.
so like
Swing winning. Cheer
last-
the dip spitters, guys.
Yes.
That's fucking. That's
the
so-
last
that's
like
toxic as fuck.
2 months of paramedic school, or like 3 months of paramedic school, I wanted to fight every motherfucker.
But that was because of stress, not because you're actually working out and taking this route and
No,
like God knows
like,
what else.
That was just pure stress, and I don't know if it was like a testosterone buildup in my body or anything, but I was just like fucking aggressive. And I was like, I need a let out. And so every so often I'd have like those moments where I just fucking rage. Not that.
He's had a few.
That maintained, but not enough. But I have those moments where I fucking rage. And now, like I'm going back into the gym, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Anyways, so I remember the first time, like, I took Yahembe, I literally was just aggressively, like, I don't care if it gets you demonetized or whatever, but
He don't give a
was,
fuck.
I was
Shout out Chili.
aggressive. Mind you, here's the context. I'm in an Air Force barracks dorm with one other dude, and I am fucking just sexually frustrated.
Your name turned into Leroy and he didn't pay you your soups.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be the bigger man and not just state out the fact that you just said I was in Air Force dorm.
No, yeah,
Another man
continue with
just
your story.
Fuck
'Cause
you.
we're gonna wrap up here in a couple minutes. So continue with your story.
But so, like, mentally I'm going nuts. I jerked off like 6 times that fucking night.
Jesus fucking Christ! You're just coming dust at that point.
Oh,
Impressive.
dude. Like, out
That sounds painful.
of anger. Like, I'm just... The night goes on, whatever. And then I told my buddy, I was like, what the fuck did you tell me to take? And he goes, well, do some more research on it.
You're telling me the guy's like, "Hey man, take this root. It'll make you feel real good." You're like, "Okay, sure, why not?" No
Yeah.
research.
It's an African sex root that they use, or bark,
I could be wrong. It could be a root.
I really thought it was a root.
We'll find out.
that they use for, like, libido. And the coincident side effect is it helps your blood flow throughout
Right.
your body, and
Yeah.
it helps your muscles. What did I keep doing? I finished that fucking bottle.
Jesus.
Um,
So was it
also-
a pill? Was it a liquid?
It was a pill.
Okay,
That was the closest
or
I
a
ever
capsule,
got.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the closest I ever got to, like, actually taking, like, a true, I guess, testosterone building supplement. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like the effects. I did not like how I felt afterwards. I had a headache for days after it. I fucking was aggressive.
And so on that note, like we talked about earlier, like natural substances versus like taking something bad for you every once in a while. Like look at that. Look at the natural like benefits of eating a bark. Promoted erectile dysfunction, athletic performance, weight loss, angina, high blood pressure, diabetic neuropathy, and more. Like that's just a fucking tree bark. That's natural there that you can fucking order the bark and just order the pills of the bark like just ground up and just fucking take that.
Well, that's
Well,
what it's promoted for.
And you know, in all fairness, like not the principle behind it, not the actual like effects of it, but the principle behind why I was taking something like that. But ashwagandha was for anxiety control, emotional stability, and I got to be honest, like I don't know what the half-life is on ashwagandha, but I can take it. Yeah, look at it real quick. I cannot take it.
No. So I'll tell
like two
you
like
all
two or
about
like 2 or 3 days. I cannot take it, but I'll still feel the effects. Like ashwagandha, dude. I'll be like, it's not. Don't get me wrong. Like major things that happen, well, obviously stress me out, but like, dude, not that it's like. And I've heard in some anecdotal cases, it would make some people borderline sociopathic. But like I know for me, like taking that mixed with the test that I'm on, this is just my case. I take the actual count in the pill. It's like 600 milligrams of ashwagandha and then 400 milligrams of something else, and then I'm on 200 mgs of fucking test a week. Dude, like I have not touched my antidepressant in like, oh fuck, like, because I started taking ashwagandha like 4 months ago, but I haven't touched my antidepressant in about 6 months, and with zero side effects. And it's not that I can switch my emotions on and off like a fucking light switch, but I can just be like, okay, that really makes me upset, that angers me, or that emotionally like depresses me or whatever. But I can just be like, okay, who cares?
So,
But that's the thought process that's the point I really want to get across is because of like the severe side effects of ashwagandha that people have reported. Is that I like see myself going to the point of like, who cares? And then the bad part of it is that I see it slowly, which I'm probably going to take it regularly once every 2 days because I can slowly feel it slipping into my work life, like my actual professional work life, and then even to the podcast where I'm like, I can do it later. Where otherwise I would be like, I need to do this now. This is of importance. It's not of a anxiety level, but of something like it is of true importance that I need to do this.
And to all you bad boys out there, Marcus Aurelius was probably tripping balls in ashwagandha when he wrote those letters.
No, Marcus Aurelius probably took a good amount of mushrooms to figure out his life.
So I had a patient, and through all of her stress, she had some pretty wicked PTSD. And
Her ashwagandha or just in
her
general?
uncle turned her on to ashwagandha. We ran her twice in one day. And the first time I was like, and this was like news to her, I was like, hey, I think you might be feeling the effects of PTSD. Like, I think it's fucking you up. And my partner was going on and on. We left, came back, and she was like, yeah, like, I'm just feeling, like, anxious, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I didn't ask this before, but do you take herbal supplements? You know, ginseng, all that other shit. And she was like, I take this. And she gave me the bottle, and it was ashwagandha. And I looked up every peer-reviewed article I could find. And all of them.
I'm sorry, because the link I have is supermindhacker.com.
I found every peer-reviewed
Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
article I could find on it. Because anything that said .com, I was like, nah. .org, maybe. But I went down like Hippocrates, all these motherfuckers. And they were like, there's no side effects with taking ashwagandha. And there's not enough study on it.
Right.
Is essentially what it came down to. Was there's not enough studies we've done to show that ashwagandha is actually bad for humans. Everybody is like, I felt better on it. I've got better sleep. I felt like
Yeah.
I'm gonna order some on Amazon. See what happens.
I've told you about it, bro. I told you to.
over time, like I felt better. It takes a minute, but it's not this.
Yeah, full disclosure, it took me about a week for it to set in. It took about a week.
Like you think getting on antidepressants, dude, and
Oh, okay, sorry, but like antidepressants, full credit where it's deserved. Antidepressants took hours. Straight up. It took fucking hours. And I was like, oh wow.
Wow, look at that dopamine.
No, like, wow, no, but literally, like, I remember like the first 2 months, because I was stuck in Texas, that I was taking fucking antidepressants or antidepressant. Because I've only been on one. It was Wellbutrin. Dude, for 2 months, it was nonstop. I'd be playing video games, working out, whatever it was. Out like as soon as I was playing video games, I'd be randomly sitting there and just be like just smiling for no reason and being happy and all this stuff. But that went away. Like that lasted for like 2 months, maybe 2.5. But that went away by like month 3. And then easily by month 8, I was like, all right, this is like not really.
So you actually had like a reverse. So a lot of people, when it comes to antidepressants for like the first like 3 to 4 weeks, are like super fucking depressed.
That's weird. For me, it was immediate. It was right on the money immediate.
because one of the side effects is suicidal thoughts.
Side effects of antidepressants are suicidal ideations.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, so some people like actually, and I even had a friend, and she told me, and she was like, "Yeah, when you get on SSRIs or any of this shit for a little bit, you're like super suicidal.
What the fuck?
Like, you want to fucking off yourself, but over time, it corrects." And your body responds to like the serotonin and like how he keeps saying like the dopamine, norepi, all of this shit that your body is responding to. It takes time.
Interesting.
Some people's bodies are different. Again, side effects.
Right.
Something that not everybody's going to be exposed to. Ashwagandha. And like I'm an advocate for it right now. Because it does not seem to have like a really negative side effect.
Yet.
You either get better or you don't. And that's yet. Yeah. There again, I'll say this until my face turns blue. There's not enough studies
Yeah.
to show X, Y, and Z.
Because unfortunately, just like trend on TikTok, ashwagandha is another trend. Like it's another thing people are doing, and it's not. And maybe it's because it's not popularized enough that we don't have enough like peer study reviews because people don't have like the they don't feel compelled enough to do it yet to actually like look into it and study people, and not enough time has passed. But that's interesting.
So, as far as right now, and you know, a small part of me does hope I get proved wrong. I hope this is not the answer, but I want it to help people.
Maybe this is finally it.
I like.
It's not.
I want it. I do want it to help a lot of people that fucking need it because I'm against the whole big pharma deal.
Yeah, so is everybody else. Yes.
Because that same girl is on hydrochlorothiazide. Or not. Hydroxyzine. Sorry. Whoops.
Hydroxyzine, that's a fun one. I just know that because like being in the caregiving field for so long, that's a fun one. Yeah.
She's on
What's that?
hydroxyzine. Shut up, because I cannot explain it right now.
It's a very because the only hydroxyzine I've only seen it in very high dosages. Well, like I don't know what would be high, but like I've only seen it in like 500 milligrams and above. Yeah.
Use drugs.
Yeah, so it relieves like go. Relieves anxiety, itching due to allergies. What the fuck? So it's an anxiety med, and that's what I've seen a lot of people on it for when I was in the caregiving field. And legit, dude, like the lowest doses I've seen of hydroxyzine was 500 milligrams, but they usually hovered around 700 to 850 milligrams.
So,
Make this your closing statement about whatever you're talking
Yeah, we
about.
got Construction Simulator to go play, dog.
we also have a game I want to play.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, when it comes to like a lot of
Don't say that in the rape
He
room.
said, do you want to play a game in the rape room?
Okay,
when it
I gotta
comes-
pee again. Sorry, I gotta pee.
when it comes to a lot of like antidepressants, like I don't
Okay,
I don't believe in them.
Canceled.
I genuinely don't believe in a lot of this shit because I think as humanity or like as humans in general, we can achieve everything we wanted with what's around us. That root or that tree, whatever the fuck. We can make the fucking absolute best of our lives, and it does not require pharmaceuticals. They're great in the sense of wanting to reduce like heart failure, X, Y, and Z, and all that other bullshit. But like for who we are as people, nah, dude. That shit ain't it.
I know you just got shot, but here's some herbal medicine.
Rub a root in it. You'll be all right.
Yeah, rub some dirt.
And with that, this episode is now over. Sorry, we're not playing the game.
No, we're playing the game.
What game is it?
It's a good game.
What is it?
Where are you going?
P.
What's the game?
It's not the game. Whoops.
Okay, you want me to type it?
Nope.
Okay, because you're having a hard time there, bud.
Is this the game?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to go play Construction Simulator now. You know I'm gonna...
We're ending this here. Sit down for a second. Sit down. We're ending this here.
Adams pass.
Close out of this
Jackson
webpage.
pass. Buren smash. Harrison pass. Look at that fucking face.
Okay,
You fuck.
we're done. We're
now,
done.
please?
They've had a little too much. I want to say, because this comes out tomorrow. I want to say,
All those pieces that just got clipped out.
in all seriousness, because I'm going to clip this part for sure. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been listening and watching over the last 2 years. This has been a really weird, surreal journey for myself, for Joey, for all of us here, because they've all fucking been a part of it one way or another. Springer was my first episode to get long as fuck. And then, no, what was weird as shit was like I started out really well, relatively, where it was like no subscribers, but 300 views like on our first one. And then it dipped down after number 6. And then randomly, when you came on, it kicked back up into the triple digits for no reason.
Because I'm retarded.
Yeah, I can think of a few reasons.
And it's been awesome. I want to say a genuine thank you to the brand new sponsor, Chop Chili Co. They've been fucking great. Zane, you've been awesome. This has been a really weird fucking ride, and I cannot fucking wait for 2023. Especially now that we're going to be here for a full year. We're going to build the studio, like we were saying a little bit earlier in the episode. We're going to build it up. We're going to make it better. And we're going to make it a lot more professional, better looking in general. But this has just been absolutely fucking amazing. Just to call out a couple of guests that I've had. Like, you guys have been great across the fucking 2 years. I've genuinely, in all seriousness, I love having my friends. Like, because the reason I started this, honestly, was like we all have our lives, right? You're a fucking firefighter. You're now a full-fledged paramedic, but you've been doing EMT shit. You're always down at fucking Facebook doing your thing. Like, we've all been very separate doing our own stuff. But like having this time, like this is when was another time that we've spent not touching our phones, right? For very little times. It's rare, right? So to be able to sit down and hang out with my friends and just chill and talk shit and talk about a lot of stupidity has been awesome. I've met also some amazing people. Fucking huge shout out to my boy. Fucking first of all,
Definitely smash.
huge shout out to my boy. Fucking who's recovering amazingly. Fucking Thomas, Notorious T. I love you so much. Fucking Slums of Harvard, Side Montero. Fucking obviously Garrett over at Legion Iron. He's my fucking G. He's helped me out with my health like no other. I'm so fucking thankful for his knowledge of endocrinology and just basic steroid use. I fucking love it so much. I would not have a sponsor
The guy was just like, I love my drug dealer.
I would not have a sponsor if it wasn't for Ashley. She's been absolutely an amazing friend and a great mentor to me. Fucking Victoria Odell, one of the youngest drill instructors to ever touch Paris Island at the age of 25. She's fucking amazing. Just all the guests that I've had, the people I'm going to have. This has been an amazing fucking surreal experience. I'm doing another pod tomorrow with someone that I've never met. So that's going to be awesome.
And I just want to say a genuine thank you to everyone that's been listening and watching. And I can't wait for 2023. It's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome. And we're only going forward. So thank you everyone for listening, watching, subscribing. Because if you made it this long, you're definitely fucking subscribed. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Put in the comments, smash or pass, Noah Vargas.